Hello, why, Dune, why are you not... There you are. Okay, yeah. Hi, everyone. How you doing? We're doing Dune today. I'm in the, I'm actually in the Discord channel for that we, play Dune in, so just in case the others want to hop in at some point. But yeah, we're Duning. We need spice. We need spice. We got the spice, we got the giant spice refinery now, so... Yeah. That takes a lot of spice. And apparently... It apparently takes forever and a year to process, too, judging by when, Pickle had some in earlier. It might be the one thing to beat out aluminum. How are we doing on water out here? Okay, we got water. We got water. Okay. Hey, Ixorn. Hello, Keen. Hello, Megaman. How you doing? Hello, Bo. Just turned 28 today since your birthday. Hey, happy birthday, dude. Yeah. Do I... Hold on. Did I put... Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, before I go hunting for spice, though, I gotta check if I got, Okay, we got filters. Put that away. I'm not gonna be building anything. Assault Ornithopter. Put a battery in there. Alright, do I have repair wire? Yes, I've got a full stack. Oh, somebody parking their ass out there in, middle of nowhere, Arrakis. Yeah, I've never used one either, mostly because if I'm getting caught in a storm, I probably have a thopter I can just wedge into a hole somewhere. And then that'll eat the blow. Yeah. All right, that's in good shape. You might see Shin Godzilla in IMAX tomorrow. Listen, if you can do it, do it. I saw that shit in theaters when it had a limited theatrical run in America back in 2016 when it first came out, and that's when I saw it. Yeah, no, if you can see that movie in theaters at all, see it in theaters. Like, yeah, if you can see it in IMAX especially, see it in IMAX. I shouldn't need my you know what? I'll keep my regular thopter on hand just in case. Or hold up. Actually, I wish to top off my water before I go. Schlurp. There we go. Oh, shit. Hold on. Ash, your audio isn't working. One moment. It's okay. I got it.
Hello there.
Shit. Why is it... It's not get... One moment, everyone. Discord is... Or not Discord, but rather... okay, it's being done. Or it's being dumb. Oh, yeah, hold on. Yeah, the problem is that it's not giving me the option to use yeah, it's not giving me the option to use the channel we're in. Shit. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna mute it real quick. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, currently set to... It's not even set to a chat channel. What the hell? Hold on. Right, same executable. Okay, Ash, say something.
Snug muffins.
Okay, now I can hear you. What the hell?
Yeah, that's it's finicky with Discord. Initially,
yeah,
I
noticed.
I was kind of like initially irritated when it started doing that because I was like, well, I have to change this every time. I get like changing the one for like horror fucking games, but you know, with like Discord, if it's like that's so asinine. I'm in Discord. There's not more than one Discord open. There never is, and you know, so like I set it like that, so I never need to change it.
Well, that's why I'm losing water. I didn't have my I had my soft step boots equipped. But yeah, okay, we got it set now though, so we're taking off. We're just gonna be, you know, plumbing the depths of the deep desert for spice today. Because I mean, Ash, you basically got Plastanium under control. You know, spice is that one thing we really need. So yeah, let's get all the way up and dive. Time to get flying. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Oh, hey, End of Days, how you doing? The new PC arrived. Hey, man, good luck setting it up. Yeah. I don't know if you heard. End of Days is getting a new PC.
Nice.
Yeah. As
I guess you could say it was the end of days for his old PC.
Just shut up. Shut up. That's awful. That's actually awful. I mean, it's funny, but it's awful. Well, I'm gliding here. I'm just gonna pour myself a drink and hope Shai Halou doesn't jump. Ugh.
So many decaying bases on our you know, landmass. I guess some people live permanently in the deep desert, but you know.
I couldn't imagine. Why am I flagging?
Weird.
I didn't think it was going north at all. Because we're like right on the border of E sector this week. Right now you're in the big downloading. Real. I know that feel. I still haven't installed all the shit for my old computer that I want to use. I'm slowly working on it.
I'm reminded of how like that was quite literally the reason why our Dark Souls run just fucking ended, because you didn't want to get the files for it, and it's like
I'd have to plug the whole damn thing in.
No, it's fine, honey. It's fine. That like I'm gonna be honest, for like future Dark Souls runs, I'm going to basically be like, yeah, so we are not having the Phantoms on, and I'm thinking for like HP, we need to tune it a little bit lower, because I get we don't want to just like no diff bosses easily.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, if you are a standard melee, that is fine for you because your whole thing is constantly hitting things and chipping at it. But if I am a caster of any variety, I have a limit on how much I can actually do damage without like having to go into melee and do what I'm not built for.
At the very least, until you get a magic scaling weapon, which you normally don't get till later.
Like, I am so tempted to never touch magic again in any of our like co-op runs, purely because like Elden Ring, while I enjoyed my magic, keep in mind that is a boss chunker build that I was playing. We're talking like somebody who would go into fucking like, you know, Mog and fucking laser him to death in one shot. And the thing is, I was doing basically no damage like half the time and running constantly ohm, because of just how jacked the HP was. And that is just extremely disheartening.
Yeah,
Fucking... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then Joey would be all like, "I'm just gonna equip this, and then immediately like torpedo the bosses." I'm just like, well, fuck.
Well, Joey's also fucking cracked at Souls games, so yeah, like he's stupid good at Souls games.
Yeah.
You finally get to play Elden Ring and Night Rain without mini lag. I need to play Night Rain again. I had fun doing it.
Yeah.
Never actually beat all the bosses. I hate to admit. Apparently, its player base is very healthy, even this long after launch. So yeah.
I mean, okay. To be fair, it has not been that long after launch, and they've actually added content, since launch.
Yeah, 2-player mode is now online too. Huh. I don't know. We can pretty reliably get a 3-man team end of days, so that's not a problem. Honestly, it'd be more. My major problem with the game is it's only 3 players when I'd want to invite more people, like at least 4 or 5. Okay, let's get my magic booties on. We found spice.
The spice is right.
Apparently, Lords of the Fallen, the one they completely revamped recently.
Yeah.
That's getting another sequel. Or that's getting a sequel, rather.
The developers have been pretty damn based. Like, they were like, rather than just like release the sequel immediately, let's actually try to make this game functional, and committed to it, and also ended up basically halving its price permanently.
Yep. They also rolled back a ton of DEI stuff that they had put in, and they were like, no, we didn't want to do this. We had to do this. We're rolling it back. Fuck it. I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Because let's be real here. Game developers only say they want to do DEI shit for the optics.
For the optics and the fat payouts from semi NGOs, let's call them.
You can say BlackRock, honey. It's fine. Baking in the sun, but I'm getting fabulous wealth.
Like, I'll be honest, I have no patience for a billionaire's personal vanity project, for trying to engage in social engineering, because 90% of the time they are doing it because they feel guilty about how they use their money. It's like, honey, you do not need to fucking force feed people social engineering projects to make up for the simple fact that you fucking treated people like resources.
Real talk. If they, honestly, it's not about guilt. Like, that's the big thing. Like, when it came to DEI shit, it was never about guilt. It was about social control. And the big DEI was basically also backed entirely by government money, United States government money. Why do you think it's been backsliding so quickly since USAID got turned off? They don't have funding anymore. That's where BlackRock was getting their money to do it, from the U.S. government. All right, let's get up there. Let's hunt for more Spicero. Some more space cocaine. Yeah, this is probably gonna be a pretty chill stream today in terms of what we're doing, just because we're just gonna be gliding over the desert hunting space cocaine.
Yeah.
Nash is off in another part of the deep desert grabbing titanium and strontium because God bless is that a medium spice? I think it's a medium spice blow. That is a medium spice blow. Oh, I might have lucked out here. Am I alone? Never saw this game yet. Not really into Dune. Hey, listen, I will always say, pick up, at the very least, watch the Dune movies. Pick your poison. 84 movie, the more recent Villeneuve films, Sci-Fi Channel miniseries. They're all good. They're all good. You will not be at a loss regardless of which one you choose to watch. Dune is fucking great. I love Dune. It was like It was one of the big. It was honestly Dune was the first big really big sci-fi thing I ever got into. Because I first read Dune in middle school. Because I saw the 1984 film, the extended cut, when I was really little. And I had no idea what the fuck I was watching, but I thought it was cool. And I always, like, remembered it, you know? And then one day I find out, oh, that's a book. I'm going to read that book. So I read that book, and I will say, middle school age Bohemond should not have been reading Dune. You know, well above, you know, my you know, reading grade at the time, but then again, I was told I read at a much higher level than my actual grade. But at the same time, it's a really dark series. It's got shit in it that looking back, I should not have been reading about when I was like in middle school.
I mean, yes, but to be fair, like, okay. Short of sexual matter, like graphic sexual matter, I feel like a book is never really going to actually like encapsulate just like the raw, like, you know, uncomfortable nature of like violence and war. You know, like that's a spicy hot take, because like a lot of like, you know, book hobbyists will basically insist, you know, you are screwing yourself out of a good experience by not just reading the book of whatever's being adapted. I'm over here saying, no. You can get away with just watching the movie, because half the time the movie is just fine.
I will say, it does depend. I'm a little less direct about that, and I think the quality of the adaptation means a lot, and how faithful to the books it is. Like I've been we were talking about Wandering Earth, right?
Yeah.
Wandering Earth, that's not a novel, it's a novella, but all the same, is vastly different from the movies in a lot of ways, especially in the characters. But it tells the same general story, and also tells it like, you know, it tells it with the, you know, it's like I compare it to Lord of the Rings. Same themes, you know, same themes are covered, you know, the events are covered differently, but the same general themes and mood are preserved. That's a worm!
God damn. Are wind traps on?
I got no idea. Okay. I agree with you on that, Bo. That doesn't mean Goblin Slayer in the anime. Yeah, like manga and anime are a good example how like they'll change each other up in ways. Or it's like I said, Lord of the Rings. Like, honestly, the Lord of the Rings movies, the Peter Jackson ones, excellent example, because they cover both the best way and the worst way to adapt a work. Because on the one hand, you've got the best way, which is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Then there's the Hobbit trilogy. That is not the right way to adapt it. Maybe a spicy hot take to say, but actually, who am I kidding? It's not spicy at all. The Hobbit films are garbage. They're not. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you were speaking.
Well, I was gonna say they're like visually and also tonally, they are nothing like the Lord of the Rings. And I feel like they were trying too hard to make it like. I mean, the book isn't like Lord of the Rings. It's way more whimsical. But I feel like they were trying to make it more like Lord of the Rings, and that's where they stumbled.
Yeah. Like, okay, it's a mixture of things. They really wanted, like, Peter Jackson did good things, in my opinion, with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. He's like, I'm sorry, I know it's a hardly like, you know, like new take, but it's also kind of spicy amongst like fans of the novels. Tom Bombadil adds nothing to the novels, like genuinely fucking nothing. Like, I get it, you think that like, you know, people are just put off by the singing, but like the dude shows up, is all like, oh, I'm unaffected by the ring. And then it's gone from the novel after that, because let's be fucking honest, he's not there to do anything. He's not there as any real actual, like, shall we say, device in the story. Some can say, oh, it's to show that the ring can't affect everybody. It's like, but that's useless information. You know, because it still affects Frodo in the end. He's just slightly resistant.
Sector weather alert. A large sand.
Yeah, fucking, it is not information that fucking the viewers need to hear. And it doesn't justify the plot, like the actual chunk of time that is wasted on the character. You know, but like, also, in addition to that, you know, Peter Jackson added a lot of things that just fucking weren't there originally.
Tariel.
Things like, huh?
Tariel.
No, I mean like in like Lord of the Rings.
In Lord of the Rings. Okay, yeah.
In Lord of the Rings.
I thought you were talking The Hobbit. It's like, yeah, I remember bringing up fucking Tariel.
The Hobbit fucking had fucking Tom Bombadil in it. You know, and that's still in the fucking cut, like the 3-hour cut of like the film.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Fucking,
what do you mean Tom Bombadil was in the Hobbit movies? What do you mean?
Who was that bitch that they went to that fucking house to hide from, like...
Oh, the bear guy! The bear guy.
Yeah. Wasn't that Tom Bombadil? I swear that was.
No, that was not Tom Bombadil.
Okay, then I'm misremembering. Okay,
that was absolutely not Tom Bombadil.
Thank God. You know, like,
weather alert.
genuinely speaking, serves nothing to the story. Moving on. Fucking... But, like, Peter Jackson did expand on things in the original Lord of the Rings novels. Like, the original Lord of the Rings novels are, to a large extent, still adapting what were essentially stories Tolkien was telling his kids. Like, just making up as he went along. And then, like, in his spare time, as an Oxford professor, that always needs to be said, dude was fucking, like, doing a lot while he was fucking busy. Yeah, fucking, he was like just making it into like a novel series, and as a result, it still kind of retains a lot of that, like, that whimsy to it. Like, there is not really that much of a drama about like Aragorn taking up the, like, you know, his like heritage as like the
oh, he's already he already has his sword at the start when they first meet him in the book. Oh god, I'm barely gonna find shelter in this fucking storm.
Sector weather alert.
Yeah, so it's like, there's not really much drama there to speak of. Yeah, a lot of, like, the drama is kind of invented for the movies. And that's kind of what you kind of have to do sometimes. You know, but, like, that sort of, like, I'll just add drama that didn't exist before and, like, a female character because, you know, Tolkien's, like, you know, cast was too white and male, is such a stupid, like, thing to do.
Yeah. I hate Sandstorm Snorrakus. I hate him so much. One of the many things you liked about Goblin Slayer anime is that they cut the immense use of Goblin Slayer eye glow because the manga done well. Oh shit! Wait, am I sliding?
Because the manga is done a lot when you see it in the anime. You can just feel the rage when it's used sparingly. Understandable.
Yeah, so sorry for cutting off. Why am I sliding out of the... Oh, god damn it.
Mirror.
Okay, the storm's passed. Doesn't matter. Whew, that was close. Have I watched Angels of Death? Yes, I have. Angels of Death is really, really good. I would say don't necessarily subscribe to Warhammer Plus to watch it. Look for a totally legitimate source, but try and find the movie cut of it. I feel like the movie cut is better. Like, Warhammer Plus does this shit that I really think what they do is they make what are effectively films, and then they chop them up into 15-minute episodes to try to pad out the release. Like, that's very obvious to me. I don't think it's I don't think they should be doing that. They should just be trusting to release it as a film. Like, that's what I think. Like, hang on, remember when we watched The Interrogator?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stick by my belief that the movie cut of that was the original cut of it, and then they just cut it into episodes.
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't know there was a movie cut.
Yeah, that's the version we watched.
Oh!
Oh, hold on. we go. Yeah, there is a movie cut, and there is because I don't know, the way I look at it, the movie cut is probably the original cut, and then they're just like, oh, you see, we want to keep people subscribing, so we're gonna cut it into a show because it's Games Workshop, you know.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like they've got this one right now, Kill Lupercal, that's coming out. I would not be surprised if there was a movie cut of that, or that was originally a film, and then they, you know, cut it into however many episodes they're gonna make. I'm not even gonna bother watching it until all the episodes are out. It's about a Titan maniple during the literally the final days of the Horus Heresy.
Titan man nipple?
A Titan maniple. It's a formation of Titans.
Ah.
Yeah. A Titan man nipple. Ronix TV. I wasn't born yesterday, dude. I know that one. He asks me, do I have any up dog? I know that one. Like, come on. You got to be more creative with that shit these days.
Meanwhile, I've gotten him with so many D's nuts, incarnations.
Okay, yeah, but why do you think I've become good at avoiding them? Because of you. Honey, you gave me that if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball mentality with that shit. That's a worm. Well, so far, you know what? No. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to push my luck. I am not going to push my luck.
Okay, we got 266 plastanium on the make. That'll bring us up to 871.
We are currently, on my end, I'm close to 5,000 spice. If I can't get this whole spice blow, I'll leave the marker on the map, go back to base, store this, and then come back. I will say to everyone watching, thank you for, I know this ain't the most exciting gameplay in the world, but thank you for coming to watch me harvest space cocaine from the deserts of a... Fucking Shai Halud giving me a goddamn heart attack with his rumbling. Fucking calm down, emo worm. Bo, you want to see the inside of a worm? No, because if I die to the worm, I lose all my shit. So no, that ain't happening.
Okay, I built another directional wind trap because I was like, we kind of need that now.
This is the best gameplay I've ever seen. Give this man a... Why do I could have sworn I store that spice. There we go. Give this man a $5 gift card to Target.
Okay, actually, I am going to raise the roof on this because it's kind of horseshit and how low it was to land in.
Oh, I thought you were gonna raise the roof because the music is good, but I mean, hey, that's a good reason too. Oh, you're talking about back at the main base.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's a minor oversight and nothing that's too hard to fix.
Yeah, I suppose, but still.
Oh, it's... I see you there, you big fuck off wormy ass fucking worm. Yeah, so you go back onto the sand. That's right. Never say it's going well, Bo. That's the moment it stops going well. Yeah, listen, when I used to raid in World of Warcraft, there were so many times we had somebody say, "We got this," and then we would wipe. I've become permanently... someone saying, "We got this" in a tense situation is a trauma trigger for me as a result. like what was it like I swear to God, when I used to raid really hardcore in World of Warcraft, right? We missed out beating pre-nerf Mauru ahead of our competitor. We did beat pre-nerf Mauru. I will always be proud of the fact I have that under my belt. But we our competitor guild got there first, and I swear to God, it's because we thought we had the fight, and then somebody says, "We got this." And then somebody fucked up a mechanic and we died. In fact, that might be the event that that might be the canon event for me being, psychologically tormented by the statement, "We got this" in any tense situation. 0.2% wipe, real. I swear to God, it was the fact that I was so stressed out by the time we finally got Mauru down that it felt like I was having a mini stroke. That I was like, yeah, no. Once TBC was over, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing hardcore raiding anymore. I'm done.
You tried to get me into it a few times.
Well, not hardcore raiding, but we raided with our crew in Burning Crusade, not Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, a little bit in Cataclysm, but by then just the raiding bug was kind of dying for me to begin with. I will make the ultra spicy hot take that LFR was a net benefit for World of Warcraft.
I stand by that. Like, okay, look. Every time the subject comes up, somebody somewhere is like, "Oh, but it just took away all the social element of this game." It's like, yeah, and? Like, so fucking what? I'm an introvert. I don't talk to people in fucking dungeons, but I like to do dungeons. I don't want to have to, engage with these people. So you can either put fucking AIs into this game, or you can, make it so I can just do it without talking to people, because I've had more bad experiences interacting with assholes in, dungeons than good ones.
Yeah, I will definitely say when it comes to, I'd say the problem is really less inherent to socialization and just more to resource application. It was always a problem, like, as far back as ever. Get up there, get up there, get up there, get up there. Where is he? Because they put that change in world strike directly below. Now, Shai Halud will. When he does that, he moves faster. So, yeah. I'm almost full up on spice, too. Alright. But, basically, what I was saying was, there was always the problem with raiding in just in MMORPGs in general. This isn't exclusive to WoW. Where it was like, it would take up a lot of budget, but not enough people would do it to really justify it. That was why they did LFR. They were actually tempted to, like, a lot of the problem with raiding in Cataclysm, like, why the raids felt, hey Jay, are we Duning? Yeah, we Duning. We're having a, what the fuck?
We're having a Dune, Sash.
I found a hidden treasure. Shit. Okay, hold on. What's in here? Oh, some spice. There we go. But, yeah, no, it's like, basically, Blizzard had trouble justifying, the cost of producing raids for the number of people who would actually do raids. LFR was basically the thing that kind of saved raiding in WoW, because with the, with the increased volume of people doing raiding, they could justify producing more raids. Cataclysm had a lot of issues with the size of its raids because they couldn't really justify it, budget-wise that much. Giving giving people easy access to the raid content fixed that. And I was never one of those, even in my hardcore days, I was never one of those people who was like, this takes away from the other raiders. I was never one of those people. Storage full.
Yeah.
All right, one moment.
I always find it funny when like raiders like pitch to bitch fit about that, because like the thing is, they like, let's be honest, most raiders did not care about the story. They did not. There are some who do, but like there are genuinely a lot of raiders who were like just there to be sweaty and then fucking like leave, and that's it. They did not care about the story. And I remember at the time, a bunch of raiders were like, "Oh, that's not fair. It's our personal thing." Blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, and yo, why do you deserve to like be more aware of the goings on of the actual game story? Yo, the answer, you fucking don't. Now shut up.
I'll always praise CCP, who make EVE Online, for the simple fact that when they add content to the game, they don't add it with this this kind of budgetary expectation sense. It's always like, hey, it's there, go do it. And people who play EVE are the kind of psychopaths who will go do basically anything, if it's there. I know this. I know this because I'm one of those psychopaths. Hell yeah, brother, Duners rise up. Yep, yeah, we're gonna be heading back to that spice blow after I drop this spice off. Unless one more conveniently pops up somewhere on the way back, but yeah, I've got the location of that blow marked. I'm gonna head back to it. Hopefully I won't get shot, because it isn't the PvP.
Man, that really blows.
It's spice blows! I have an awful sense of humor. I really do.
Cutie patootie.
Keep saying that and I don't believe it.
Well, too bad.
Nowadays you just do delves. What do you mean by delves, Exorn? What do you mean exactly? Why explain that?
Delves are a thing in, I want to say, current WoW.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I wouldn't know. I have not played. Last expansion I played was I briefly played the Durgan one, and then I just kind of pieced out because yeah. This just in, Marshall Beaumont endorses CCP. Listen, man. Okay, first of all, for people who don't know what we're talking about, CCP, we mean Crowd Control Productions, the company that makes EVE Online. It's abbreviated as CCP. But I'm not endorsing China or anything. But I mean, listen, if I'm being honest, I'm gonna praise and ridicule a company fairly. I'm not gonna ridicule, blindly praise or blindly ridicule a company. That's just common sense, I believe. Now, that said, since we were talking trauma triggers, I remember when CCP released their last FanFest, did their big thing on EVE Vanguard, and they called it EVE Forever, and I actually twitched. I actually twitched in response to that, because I remember the last time they did EVE Forever, and it fell on its fucking face. Like, oh my god, do not get me talking about the Dust 514 and Incarna era of EVE Online. Right, so now we're going to talk about that anyway. Right, yeah, because I remember... Huh, you remember that trailer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. That was a spice
The one
blow.
where basically Shepard,
Femshep, specifically.
Well... It was like a mixture of like renegade male shepherd and then like I guess you could say renegade femme shep. You're like talking like renegade male shep is doing like the voiceover, and then it cuts to a renegade femme shep who's basically like following up what renegade male shep is saying by being like, yeah, so if you have no integrity, expect to get corrected for that.
Yeah, and then she shoots him. Yeah, because it was like supposed to be the big trailer for EVE Online becoming like way more than just the space portion. We're talking the Dust was the FPS part, and then Incarna was supposed to be the part where you would get out of your ship and walk around in like walk around in the stations and do stuff in the stations. And that never fell. That fell through like a bag of hammers through some like cheesecloth or some shit. It was a disaster. Like actual abject disaster.
I mean, part of the reason it was a disaster is because it was locked on the PS3 architecture, so.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I will never understand Hilmar's decision to put Dust 514 on fucking console. Okay, there was a small blow out in this direction. I'm gonna go hunt for it, and then I'll go back to the big one. But yeah, I will never understand what he. So, okay, little bit of a history. The reason they chose PS3 for Dust 514, even though it was at the end of its life cycle, was, and this is the logic, so brace yourself for this. Everyone who plays EVE plays on PC. If we put Dust 514 on PC, our audience is already playing EVE, so they won't play both. That was his logic. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah. Some real killer logic there.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but Bellarmine, that makes no sense because one's an FPS, one's an MMO, a very complicated MMORPG. They don't even technically attract the same audience. Wouldn't it be safe to just have EVE Online be like, it's one thing on PC and Dust 514 be the other? And you know what? Guess what? Yeah, that's the problem. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely fucking right. So, CCP Hilmar, in his full fucking genius, put Dust on PS3 to try to capture a different audience. It was a console that could not handle the programming and the programming for what they wanted Dust to do, that is fully integrate and control aspects of EVE Online. And it just looked worse and ran worse. And it killed it. Oh shit. Too close to a damn PvP spot. I'll bring you up to speed in a moment, Chaka. I gotta lock in because Worm. What happened on the episodes that you missed? So the Union, the Union, the AEU, and the fucking what do they call it? The Human Reform and the League basically decided to team up on the Gundams, and were basically actually beating them. And then another Gundam showed up. And everyone was like, "What the fuck? Why is there a fifth Gundam?" That's what you missed.
Also, fucking Setsuna crashed out because he'll never be a Gundam.
That too, yeah. Man, poor Setsuna. You know what? Double O. I'm gonna put this out there. Double O really handles the topic of post-traumatic stress disorder well.
So I guess you could say it's a realistic depiction of a panic attack.
Wow, fuck you. I remember when I was I remember when fucking what was that? Monarch Legacy of Monsters was happening, and I saw because in the first episode, the main character, who has like PTSD over the Godzilla attack in 2014 because she was on the Golden Gate Bridge when Godzilla wrecked it. When there's a kaiju drill, she has an anxiety attack, and there's this one person I follow on Twitter who posts about kaiju stuff, mainly Ultraman, but also Godzilla a little bit. Says, "I wonder if modern millennials are gonna love Monarch Legacy of Monsters because it's the first Godzilla feature to have a realistic depiction of a panic attack." If I could play Dust on PC, I would have given myself Orbital Support. Oh man, listen, Igzorn, you got no idea how bad the Orbital Support thing was when they finally launched it. They scale, like, remember they advertised to be able to bring like dreadnoughts into orbit and shit for that. No, it was a specific type of gun, only for destroyers, and it was massively scaled back. It was such a fucking letdown. Like, I liked Dust. I had fun playing Dust for like what parts of it, like, you know, actually got developed. But Jesus my Christ, we could have had something amazing if they just put it on PC. Which I'm finally glad they're doing with Vanguard. And he's not wrong, everyone going what the fuck over the 5th Gundam. Yeah, exactly. Although curiously, the GN drive on it is emitting a red aura instead of a green one. That's the only thing I'll add. Whether or not a Char clone is involved, I cannot say. You had the blueprints for the orbital ammo. Man, I remember that. Like, you needed the orbital strike gun, and then you needed the orbital strike ammo for it. And nobody fucking used it. Because there was never any... They never really implemented the things that were really worth fighting over to bring a fleet to shoot at anything, you know? Yeah, any more would be spoilers. Yeah, exactly. And listen, Double O is too fucking peak to spoil. I'm sorry. It's my favorite AU for a very good reason.
That makes me want to ask a question, but I'm going to have to phrase it in a spoilers-free fashion.
Hit me.
So I know a certain character is about to be introduced.
Uh-huh. Oh, I know who you're asking about, but go ahead.
Okay, we usually watch 5 episodes a night. Is that certain character going to do the thing that...
Oh, are they going to do the thing within the next 5 episodes?
Yeah.
Perhaps. I'm being the non-committal crab meme right now. Yeah, perhaps. Why you like Cody? You think his take on Warhammer is bad? Yeah, Warhammer needs to be more stupid and silly. No, fuck off. He's doing that very American thing of mixing over-the-topness with unseriousness. Those are not the same thing narratively. Not even close. Like, fucking, like, Gurren Lagann is over the top. The final battle is literally, you know, 2 mechs made of energy throwing galaxies at each other and shit. They played it dead straight, though. Which is why I appreciate Japan more than America these days. I mean, even not even just Japan, just Asia in general. Because they don't feel like this weird need to, like, oh, this is so stupid, quip, joke, that just happened. They don't do that, you know? That's why any kind of entertainment that is, you know, maintained its status of not being fucking irony poisoned like stuff out of America, I respect the hell out of that, because I can actually get invested in that without feeling like the writer is trying to remind me, oh, look how stupid this is, guys, don't take it seriously. It's like, well, if you can't take what you're writing seriously, how can I, as a viewer?
Yeah.
You have a feeling...
It's honestly... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, hon, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's honestly a little pathetic that a lot of people are, like, criminally incapable of just, like, engaging with something without having to, like, bury it in, like, you know, some level of irony. Like, genuinely speaking, it's, like, weird to me that somebody will be like, oh, well, like, I like it, but, like, you know, for the, like, it is the fucking non-port equivalent of I watch Seikon No Quazar for the plot and the magic system.
Oh, honey, you can just, yes, I know you're just quoting Skinned Knees the Pustulant there. I like Seikon No Quazar because the magic system's interesting. No, bitch, you like the titty sucking. Shut the fuck up. You're not.
Yeah,
go ahead, hon. You describe it.
So for those who don't know, Seikon No Quazar is really easily summarized as being like the Mistborn trilogy, except in place of consuming metals to gain telekinesis, you suck tits. You drink titty milk.
Yeah,
to gain powers.
Yeah, people who gain periodic table of elements themed magic powers, and that magic is powered by breast milk.
There was this fucking like anime streaming website fucking that like had Seikon No Quazar on it, and I never watched it. I went to it purely because they had this really dramatic fucking synopsis for it.
That was how I found out about the titty sucking, because you did your dramatic reading of the plot summary of Seikon No Quazar, and that shit had me rolling. Like the way you worded it, just fuck, man, you killed me that day. I'm actually not alive. I've been dead for years.
It is so fucking hard. It was so fucking hard to maintain actual fucking serious voice during that, because I'd be reading it and I'd hit the point where it's like, he is a quasar, a spellcaster who gains his powers from breast milk. I'm just like, it's like at that point you're just like, my sides are in orbit. Please stop.
But there's also something to be said there. There's something to be said about the fact they have a magic system that in this anime there's literally, it's, periodic table elemental powers fueled by titty milk. And you know what that is? You know what I think is appreciable about that? They played it fucking straight. I respect that. That's what I respect about Seikon No Quazar. They were like, we're doing the titty sucking anime, and we're not gonna make it like a joke. This is a serious story. Oh, you think the premise is silly? Fuck you. We're writing it. We're doing this shit like it's like the deadliest serious fucking drama you can imaginable. And that's what I respect about Japan. They don't buckle to the idea that the premise is silly. They just fucking full fucking send as a serious story, and I respect that. And that's why I can't really stand a lot of Western entertainment nowadays, because it's always with this wink and nudge of, oh, this is so dumb, it's so silly, haha. Don't you think this is dumb and silly, audience? Fuck you. Just shut up, write your story, let us be the judge of that. Quit trying so hard to justify the fact you're writing a premise, and just write the fucking premise. Christ. I had a bit of a moment there. I'm sorry.
He's fine.
I don't know. As somebody who's always taken a lot of pride in this creativity, not in like a, oh hey, I am above criticism kind of way, but in like, oh hey, I made this. I made this idea. I'm this thing. I'm not going to be ashamed of it, no matter what others might say, even if it's not good. If it's not good, hey, guess what? My skills weren't up to snuff. That's a worm. Get in. But anyway, yeah, my skills weren't up to snuff. Whatever. Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, this premise is so silly, you guys. I'm just like, no, if I'm gonna tell a story, no matter how fucking weird the idea might be, I'm gonna tell that shit with my whole fucking chest. I'm not gonna fucking try and be like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge at the audience. I'm just gonna fucking, like I said, I'm gonna just fucking send it. And it's this attitude, I think, is genuinely the reason America has lost its cultural entertainment hegemony around the world. Because we don't have one anymore. We lost that. Asian countries especially, are beating the United States in, what would we call it, like the cultural victory that is spreading their entertainment around the world. Like, America doesn't have that kind of grip anymore. And part of the reason we lost it is because America started writing these, like, dysgenic millennials who hate themselves, hate their country, hate their own work. And now, like, fucking, and now that permeated into the writing, and the rest of the world who wants to take it seriously is like, well, if we can't, it's like I said, if you can't take yourself seriously, how can we? And that's why we've lost that grip. That's why, like, say, fucking Neza 2, the fucking Asian animated film, is one of the top grossing films of, like, ever, practically. And the best America can do is, like, have groups like, say, the Academy of Motion Pictures not fucking talk about it and not acknowledge it. It's like fucking Shin Godzilla. It's like Godzilla -1 only getting, the visual effects nomination. Godzilla -1 getting the Best Picture nomination it fucking deserved, and I will never say it didn't deserve Best Picture nomination. It getting a Best Picture nomination would be a cultural defeat for the Academy of Motion Pictures, and they couldn't have that. That's why it only got the visual effects nomination. It's the same with localizers. Like hold on. One moment. It's the same with localizers, like the one Fire Emblem game for the DS. They had a scene with two ninjas talking in the original. The localizers like, do you know what would be fun? Ninjas that don't talk so they could just do ellipses the whole conversation. Oh, I remember that. Fuck that. Godzilla -1 was amazing. Yeah, it does. And it only got fucking visual effects in fucking Western theaters. It's a fucking crime against nature. That's strictly because, giving it a proper nomination that it deserved. Like I said, fuck, I might have to go back to Civilization here. I think my, what do you call it, is about to break. My sand doohickey. Sand compactor. Actually, yeah, it's seen better days. I need a new one. I really do. Alright, Worm, are you gone? Okay. I'm gonna flip over.
How you like Sakura, though?
Shut up! Oh my god, that's fucking foul. Jesus Christ, honey. Don't do best girl like that. Fuck.
Love you.
Love you too. Genuinely funny that I've apparently pissed off people by calling Sakura best girl. Listen, it's not my fault that Shiro picked the best girl in fucking Heaven's Field, okay? It's not my fault. If you want to be mad at somebody, blame Nasu. But I don't know why. I don't know why you'd blame Nasu, because Heaven's. Actually, no, that's a lie. Sakura's best girl. I do not think Heaven's Field is the best. Route though. That would be Unlimited Blade Works.
See, I stand by the Fate adaptation mostly because, like, my bae, like, gets to be loved in Avalon.
Yeah. Also, hey man, Za, how you doing? Sorry if I didn't see you say hi earlier. I'm kind of needing to lock in. I'm in a PvP zone, and I'm out on the open sand.
Fucking so like, I remember on like I think it was like 4chan or something like that. Somehow the subject of like like Shiro and Sakura came up, and like somebody was basically like. Was basically like giving their reason for why they disliked Sakura, which was quite literally because he gives up on his dreams for her. And I remember somebody just bluntly saying, yeah, but his dreams were garbage.
I mean...
And I'm like, they were.
Yeah, no, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Shiro's dreams are garbage. His whole character arc is coming to accept that, either, maybe his dreams are garbage, but you know what, they're his dreams and he'll stick to them, or like say, no, I need to give them up to protect the person I love, or I'm blanking on what it was in the Fate route, but you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Fucking, so like, this comes back to like my eternal belief, like I have this like this stance on Fate, that it is basically humanist fiction. Because like a major aspect about like Fate stories is that fucking like, is that spice? Why is it all weird? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
What?
That spice is all weird because it's about to be a spice blow.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Wait. Where?
I'm in Haga.
Oh, you're in Haga. You're in Haga Basin. Okay. I was like, I was thinking like, if you're in the deep desert, let me know. I can come grab it with what little dregs of durability I have left on my compact compactor.
But yeah, where was I? Anyways, humanist fiction, because like generally speaking, the villain is some like dude who either hates humanity and wants to put humanity to some like divine test, or he's a dude who in Kara no Kyokai doesn't quite so much hate humanity as he pities humanity and wants to like do a thing that's essentially like a love letter to humanity. Like even fucking the Ars Godia was all like, I hate humanity, you're ants. And then like you find out that the reason he was doing that is because he had deep pity for the human condition and thought that it would be better to be erased from existence than fucking like have like, the continued existence of humanity.
Well, more specifically, he wanted to undo creation to create a new world where no one can die.
Yeah. And then like you have fucking fucking like the main characters. The main characters are always fucking an everyman. Like they're not like perfect dudes. They're not like amazing. They're always some dude, who is like might have high ideals, but they'll be high ideals that are well and truly beyond any man's capability. And they'll be reminded that having those ideals, while admirable, is not a way to live your life. And, only through like, bonds of connections to people and accepting your limitations can you truly move forward in life.
Yep. And then Ritsuka punched the Ars Godia so fucking hard he just fucking died and was like, you know what? I respect you. You've proven me wrong.
Yeah.
Also,
genuinely fucking is.
Also, Iggy, to answer your question, the reason ornithopters can stay in the air, other than when they're gliding, it's literally anti-gravity tech. There's this thing in Dune, it's called Holtzman physics. It's basically the justification for anti-gravity tech, the particle beams, the shields, all that stuff.
It's literally powered by anime because like it stands for holding my hand, and you basically do like a fictitious handhold. That
is not true at all, and fuck you. But funnily enough, Holtzman physics were the Minovsky particle before Minovsky particles were Minovsky particles. When you really think about it, it's basically Herbert being all like, I want cool shit in my setting. How am I going to justify it? Holtzman physics. What's a Holtzman physics? Fuck if I know. But here's what it does, and I'll stick to that consistently.
Yeah. Like, we literally had this fucking come up on, like, on Twitter yesterday that, like, like somebody was like, in fantasy, you can just be like, here's a wand, it does a thing. I'm not explaining it. It's like, okay, first and foremost, you don't need to explain, like, the literal, like, physics breaking and defying nature of magic, but you do need to explain the limits of magic. One of the biggest problems with fucking D&D is that fucking healing magic and, like, resurrection magic is a thing. Like, let me put it to you this way. I made a post about this recently in response to that dude who's always posting fucking AI art of like, wizards in wheelchairs. And I was like, my dude, like, quite literally, there is a reason why we don't accept it. And it's not because we're being unreasonable. It's not because we're not allowing this sort of thing. Let me put it this way. The idea of a disabled character in fiction is cool. Like, you might say, but like, what do you mean? The blind samurai is cool. The one-eyed marksman is cool. These are cool. But the thing is, the character is, like, succeeding in spite of their disability. A lot of people don't want any hang-ups, hindrances, or limitations put upon them in-game because they have a disability. They want to just be, like, in fluff, a dude in a wheelchair. They want to be in fluff, a dude with the arm braces. And it's not even, like, proper, like, couched in the lore arm braces or a wheelchair. It's not like, oh, I know a gnome who put this together using scrap metal, or I, what have you. We're talking, like, machined in a shop within, like, barely, like, an inch's, like, tolerance difference. Done, like, modern American style sort of shit. That's the sort of crap that people, like, want on their character. They don't want to commit to anything. They don't want to have it, like, actually couched in the lore.
It's also to clarify, it's not being done to represent people with disabilities. It's being done to fetishize disability as a concept.
Yeah, 100%. Like, genuinely speaking, they want that character who's awesome and in a wheelchair. And they don't want the words in spite of being in a wheelchair. They want and in a wheelchair being there.
It's the one that always fucking sends me is the Tiefling rogue who's like holding two dudes up and he's in a wheelchair. It's like, I just tip him over and walk away. Like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah. Fucking... And as Iggy referenced, like, there are so many spells for just, like, violating, like, stakes in D&D. Like, let me put it to you this way. Revivify is given to you at 3rd level. You get lesser restoration at, like, level 1. Lesser restoration allows you to restore, say, like, I think permanent stat damage, but it doesn't specify things beyond that. But, like, in previous iterations of D&D, greater restoration straight up regrew limbs.
Yeah, so, like, it's like, oh no, I got my arm lopped off. Oh, here, I'm a level 3 priest. I can fix that.
And people try to be all like, oh, well, there's a limitation on how many, like, like, clerics and wizards are like that in the world. And it's like, really? Not all that much, totally? Like, okay, yes, you can argue that it's hard to track down that person and then pay them that money. But, like, at the same time, the whole, like, level system in D&D is entirely an artifact of the game. It is a game mechanic. In universe, it's not like you have magical, like, experience points that determine your level. A wizard just being in a tower his entire life and studying and researching and working on himself will reach high levels in the lore. That is just how it fucking goes. And there are places you can go that are just 90% like wizards. Silvery Moon's a good fucking choice in Forgotten Realms. Illustrial used to be there. I don't know if it's still there in lore, but, like, she was basically one of the, like, the 7 sisters of Mystra, and a very powerful mage as a result of it. Fucking, if you're feeling lucky and don't mind the prospects of getting turned into a meat muppet by a lich, the Red Wizards of Thay are an option. They are some of the most powerful wizards in all of the Forgotten Realms. And that's just the Forgotten Realms. Fucking Eberron is a setting so steeped in magic that you have airships and trains and fucking entire houses that, like, mark themselves as, like, blessed by this or that, like, power. Fucking, like, elves in the setting, have literal, like, catacombs where they go to when they're getting way old. They don't just die. They just get, like, way old and go and, like, do the thing, like, where they, like, rest for a long period of time in a, like, in a fucking, like, a necropolis. And some elves have the ability to go, hey, great-great-great-great-grandfather, I'm dealing with, like, Nebuchadnezzar III, who is saying that you basically biffed his nose 10,000 years ago, and now he's super pissed and threatening to end the world. How did you defeat him before?
Oh, that old scamp. Let me tell you the story, son, basically.
Yeah, quite literally. Fucking Eberron is ridiculously magical. Like, there's an entire race of just shapeshifters, and not just, like, doppelganger shapeshifters. I mean, like, they are called shifters. And their whole thing is that they came from another planet or universe or something like that, because Eberron, aberrations are a major thing in the setting, to the point that, like, there are, there's, like, a druid circle dedicated to, like, dealing with aberrations. So, like, so that's, like, a thing. Magic itself has no clear, actual, like, definitive god behind. Like, okay, I'm gonna say this: Eberron is borderline an atheistic setting.
Okay.
But it does not mean that it does not have, like, an overarching power of divinity. But, like, divinity exists as sort of like a font of energy that is sourced within the universe that you can tap into simply by believing. So, like, faith has power.
Yeah.
So, like, so when I say atheistic, I mean it just doesn't have, like, an active confirmed god. That's all.
Yeah.
Fucking, so, like, just having magic, getting in touch with magic. Hell, literal walking robot men can get in touch with magic. Like, there's nothing that stops fucking, I forget their names, Ironborn, Ironclad, fucking Ironforged, or
Warforged.
Warforged.
Thank you.
Warforged. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Iggy. Thank you, hun. Fucking Warforged are capable of being magic users. I remember in the 3rd edition, like, Player's Handbook, it talked about how one of the major religions in the world, Warforged, because this religion was like a monotheism, and they talked about, like, like the god behind it. It's like, the great good, basically. The Warforged interacted with it the same way Oghren interact with Emperor Faith, and it really annoyed the shit out of the clergy, because they were like, oh yeah, my buddy God, he's got my back at all times. And they're like, he is not your buddy. He is the overarching deity of all existence, our creator. He is not your fucking buddy. And they're like, but, like, he backs me in fights. He lets me heal my friends. And they're like, no, yes, but not like that. Not the way you mean it. And, like, like, Eberron, great example of, fucking, hey, I know you really want to be like that dude in a wheelchair, but I could give you a tattoo that probably makes you able to walk again.
Yeah. Man. And the funny thing is, too, we're watching Fate Apocrypha on the Discord server right now. Literally, one of the characters is a mage in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And she's fucking awesome. And the thing is, too, Fate does it in a way that's, like, intelligent and works with the setting.
Yeah. Like, okay, part and parcel. Healing magic is a thing, but I don't think we've ever had it, like, really explained to what extent you can be healed, but it's like, okay, but you can still fucking die. Like, resurrection is not really the purview of the average person. It is absolutely the purview of gods and saints.
Yeah.
But, like, there is healing magic, but it is not common, and the average mage probably would more likely spend their power on keeping their own damn selves alive than helping you.
Yeah.
What do you mean no power? Oh. Yeah, it's like, in the case of like, that girl, she lost the ability to use her legs because she specifically wanted to be able to use magic. She accepted being disabled to be, like, the heir of her family.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole fucked situation.
Yeah, it's like she gave up the ability to walk. Ship rated.
Yeah. So it's like, it is like, that's kind of the thing, is that mages in the Fate universe are, if they're not like born sociopaths, then there's somebody who has like trained themselves to be sociopaths, and it's considered the mark of a poor mage who isn't a sociopath. Like, essentially, like, to show that she like had it in her to be an awesome, powerful mage, they basically were like, okay, our mage circuits are fucking failing. Get this surgery to get your mage circuits and give up your legs. She did that. They're all like, okay, we want you to do this ritual that requires a sacrifice of a familiar. So we're gonna have you adopt this dog and grow a bond with it. And then kill it. Just like, just all to prove that she has what it takes to be a fucking mage.
Yep.
Yes, the Golden Compass. That was some fucked shit where, like, they started kidnapping children and being like, let's, sever the ties between you and your daemon, which basically kills a person. Fucking real screwed up. I read those novels in high school, so I don't remember them deeply. They were fun. Some people are more spiteful about them than others, purely because of the fact that Philip Pullman was kind of like a very... I wouldn't say... I haven't read much of his other writings.
Buddy, you can say you're talking about me. It's fine.
I mean, to be fair, you haven't even really talked about his novels.
I know enough that I can feel the spite in his writing. Let's just put it that way.
I didn't feel like it was particularly spiteful. Yeah, it's atheistic. But, like, they don't kill God, just to be clear. God does not die by, like, the people's hands. It's more like they find out that God and the angels in question are kind of, like, masquerading as the overarching power of, like, all existence across the multiverse. So there's, like, this sort of stuff. It's kind of like a dust that's released by, like, living things maturing to adulthood and whatnot. And, like, going through their lives and eventually dying. And essentially, at some point, in, like, eons past, angels formed from this stuff. And that's just sort of, like, a natural thing that can happen. But angels do have, like, a life cycle in this state. At one point, they meet an angel who's, like, fucking way wounded, and all it took was a gust of wind to kill him after that point. Like, he couldn't maintain stability after that point. But, like, by this point in the story, God is so fucking old that, like, literally he has to be, like, protected from any, like, forces of, like, wind or gust, or he will fucking fall apart. And the actual, like, overarching, like, power currently in control is the Metatron.
Well, you see, here's the thing, and here's what it strikes me as. It strikes me as this thing a lot of atheist writers want to do, where they want to write...
kill God?
Other than that. It's like, I mean, like, and for the record, I don't mean Japan, because Japan's whole thing with having, like, let's form a party of teenagers with attitude and kill God is not rooted in atheism, so much as it's rooted in a lack of cultural Christianity in Japan. They don't. Yeah. They view it the same way we view Japanese spiritual concepts over here. So trying to compare, like, Final Fantasy to, like, say, his Dark Materials is not the same thing. But now, and here's the thing, is that it's like, and here's a recent pop culture example, turning Doom from objectively Christian in that they're actually fighting Hell, capital H, and turning it into diet Gnosticism, but with aliens. It's not really hell, you guys. It's just it's just aliens from another dimension. It's like, fuck off with that. This is why I'll always be, more appreciative of this is why I'll always be appreciative of, say, fucking Dante's Inferno, because you know what? That was hell, capital H. That was Lucifer, capital L, as the final boss, with his giant fucking horse dick flapping in the breeze.
I don't know. Okay, spicy hot take. I find the Christian approach to fucking the Golden Compass to be a little bit hypocritical, since you guys kind of jack off C.S. Lewis for the fact that he very specifically wrote, a lion is Jesus, and was writing novels to convince kids that, religion is good. I mean, I have nothing against him doing that. Just to be clear, I'm not saying that to be snippy. I'm saying what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's okay to fucking write something from your perspective. It's just that it's not something that gels with the Christian, mindset. And I feel like it's something that you make too big of a fucking deal about.
See, here's the thing, though. When you choose to be an atheist, you choose to abandon the faith, you choose to abandon God, you choose to abandon the church. The topic, then, is no longer yours. So when you write you're basically, it's like you're taking you're taking something you have disavowed, but are like, okay, I disavowed this, I don't believe, but I will write about it anyway, even though I'm supposed to not believe in it. That's the problem. C.S. Lewis believes in God, or believed in God, posthumously, obviously, but but he was a believer. He believed in God. He believed in the church, the power of faith, and the church spreading the word of God. His Dark Materials guy doesn't. So that's the problem. That's the problem of being a. Hold on, I need to relist this shit. All this fucking shit from last week didn't sell, and it cost me a ton of money to list it.
So I gotta ask you a question, honey.
Hit me.
There are communities surrounding people who are ex-Muslim, ex-Jehovah's Witness, Mormon. Should they not be talking about their experiences in that?
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to do numbers right now.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
It's like I ask because here's the thing. I get kind of where you're coming from, but I also feel it's a little bit unfair. It's a bit like Christians who complain about how very secular Christmas has become. Let me put it to you this way. You spread religion to the four corners of the earth, and then were shocked that certain people engaged with it differently than you cared for. I am, by my own perception, what I'd call culturally Christian. And that basically means I was raised on a diet of Moses, Veggie Tales, and other such stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I have a somewhat experience with the sort of stuff. It's one of the reasons why I find it a little bit weird when Christians approach, people in North America as if they haven't heard the good word of Jesus. I assure you, I have heard the good word of Jesus in hymns, in fucking country music. I've seen, murals. I've seen, manger scenes. I've seen it all. I was raised on that. That is part of my culture. And I did not necessarily give that up just because I gave up the divinity aspect. I acknowledge that as being a unifying element of being a North American or a Westerner. So on a certain level, that does kind of entitle me to talk about it. And it just seems kind of asinine to say, well, you gave it up, so you're not allowed to talk about it.
Okay, you got me there. I know what I'm beating.
Oh, no, sorry.
I know what... No. I know what I'm beating.
Sorry, it's just that is actually before even this discussion, I've heard that sort of statement so many times as an atheist of why do you celebrate Christmas? Aren't you an atheist? You gave it up. It's yeah, but I didn't give up being a North American. And we celebrate Christmas here. And we say Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas. Both are acceptable. I will still say Merry Christmas because I am celebrating Christmas. Yes, am I aware that there's religious connotations? It's quite literally called Christmas. But it's an excuse to gather with my family, engage in reciprocity, be a community, have food and get fat.
Yeah, I get you, hun. I fully admit, I ain't winning that one.
Plus, I don't know, I've seen plenty of Christians comment on other religions plenty. Like, when I was on fucking Tumblr, I remember there were, people who were, Christian there, and, I remember, there was, a back and forth that basically went something like, I don't really like Gautama Buddha. He kind of just abandoned his family to go, achieve nirvana. That's kind of bad. Jesus would never. It's Jesus went...
Jesus literally... Okay, I'm chiming in as the Christian on this one. Jesus literally was like, okay, I need to go get killed so I can, fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah. And that's not even counting the time he basically fucked off into the desert for how long was it?
30 days, 30 nights.
Not exactly the healthiest thing to do. It's oh, yeah, Mom, Dad, I'm just gonna go and fuck off into the desert. Possibly die, but I swear to you that that's not in the cards, because I'm gonna die later.
To be fair, he told Satan that the bread he was offering was lame and gay, so that was pretty cool. All right. Well, I need a new compact compactor if I'm going to do any more sand harvesting or spice harvesting. So, yeah, here we go. Grind time. I believe it could spawn here. I might have to look up where it spawns.
Look, Iggy, I'm not saying that he did it dozens of times, but I am going to say that anger that caused him to throw out the coin changers in the temple probably built up over time.
Listen. That's the anger of a longtime Warhammer player who sees the Warhammer shelf at the local hobby shop has been replaced by Funko Pops. I know that rage. Okay. Also, has Nightbot been... Okay, for you guys in chat, has Nightbot been sending messages? I have not seen them pop up on Restream chat.
Scroll up. I am seeing Restream bot, but not Nightbot.
Yeah, Nightbot hasn't been working for 2 days now.
What was it? Nightbot? Do you go exclamation mark Nightbot?
Yeah, no, type exclamation mark Discord. See what happens. Type it in. Try Twitch first.
It worked.
Okay, so it's working. It's just not sending messages. Weird. Oh, here's
fucking. But yeah.
Is this the place? Also, and for those who don't think coexistence is impossible, I'm a Christian and Ash is an atheist, so obviously, so yeah.
Nah, don't listen to him. I'm corrupting him. Unequally yoked, baby. I love you, honey.
What the fuck did you just say?
Unequally yoked, baby.
That's going right over my head. I don't speak Zoom.
That is How am I, as a Reddit atheist, more aware of that line from the Bible?
Oh. Fuck. I'm fucking stupid.
I'm never forgetting this, honey. I'm never forgetting this.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You're not a Christian. You're not allowed to bring it up. You're not allowed to bring it up. I will pull that card. I missed my jump. Oh, no, you missed my jump. Clip that shit. Yeah, clip it so Warhammer Elves can bring it up later and be like, I told you he's not really Christian.
Yeah, fucking clip that shit because that was hilarious. I was so flabbergasted. I'm just like, oh, what?
Ow! A-hole.
I mean, look. It's already a complicated situation because I'm literally gay with you. I think the unequally yoked aspect is barely factors into it.
I'll show you unequally yoked.
Just to be clear, when I say yoked, I mean as in, like, you know, the fucking, like... You know what a yoke is, right?
Yes, I know what a yoke is now that my brain is actually working again.
Cutie patootie. Cutie patootie.
I am no such thing.
Adorable.
Alright. Oh, I need that.
Adorable.
Because I just got shot to shit back there, and I'm trying to climb this place to get to the chest at the top. Why didn't I just fly to the top? I'm an idiot, you know that? Wait, hold on. Am I supposed to go?
I don't think Bo is ever going to take a look at fucking Zenless Zone Zero. He's not much of a gacha game kind of player, and
I'm really not. It's like I said, my completionist attitude when it comes to character unlocking is gonna drive me to spend a lot of money on the gacha, and I don't want to do that. It's like it's not even a gambling addiction thing. It's just like, oh yeah, there's that character I don't have. I gotta roll for him, and it's like, you know, I don't want to spend a ton of money on that shit. That is not the compact compactor. Balls.
fucking okay. Now that like we've poked fucking Nightbot, fucking Nightbot is like, join the Discord.
Yep. Is it spamming?
Like, not quite spamming, but it almost feels like it's like waking up and it's like, join the Discord, drop a tip to support the crusade.
Okay.
Enjoy the stream.
You know what? Is Nightbot showing up? Okay, it's not. Okay, Nightbot is not. Okay, all right. I might want to go. I'm going to go over to. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can poke it to do that in YouTube chat too. Hold on. Use the Discord command. Nightbot, you working? Okay, I'm guessing YouTube chat is just YouTube Nightbot is just fucking broken or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna have to fix that shit. I don't want to fix that shit. Listen, I am anticipating that showing up on fucking Warhammer Elves' fucking Twitter. It's like, I told you he's not a Christian. It's like, but as Jesus said, fat ass, let he who is without sin cast the first stone or something. Wait, do I?
I am posting that clip into videos and clips.
Also, I know y'all watch my streams and, you know, looking for shit to record and everything. You know, love you guys. Where did I put my thopter? Oh, there it is.
Your thupperino with cheese.
I fucked up. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to climb back up there.
Adorns.
The clanker's broken? Yes, it is. I don't know how it's broken, but it's broken. It's just not working on fucking YouTube chat right now.
Ugh.
I mean, it wasn't working on, you know, fucking, you know, Twitch either until Ash fucking kicked it in the butt and was like, hey, what are you doing? Do your thing. Okay, I think this is the one yet. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. That's there. Oh, I went in the wrong fucking building. I don't believe that. Okay. Yeah, where was the entrance to
step
this?
away because I'm cripplingly hungry and I've got dinner to heat up.
Yeah, heat your dinner up, honey. Okay, I need to find my way into this place. Right, it's here. Yeah, I don't know why don't just store my fucking Thopter. I could, but I'm just not. Oh, okay, here's the entrance. Well, you brought this on yourself. In Zenless Zone Zero, we sort of have chaos worshippers that want to cause the next fall. I don't know anything about Zenless Zone Zero lore, but I mean, if they have chaos worshippers, I mean, chaos is kind of cringe, so yeah. Yeah, deal with those guys. They suck. That's the thing. There's another thing. What? Is the where the shit is the this is a back entrance, right? Lore's pretty good for a gacha game. I mean, from what I've seen from every gacha game I've ever sorta interacted with, the lore for them is generally pretty good. Where am I missing where the fucking the doohickey is supposed to be? Because that's that way. Is it up here? That's an unlooted chest. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's the key.
Someone's here. Who's this? Watch out! Shoots up. Need to reload.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Sworn there was an ammo box around here somewhere as well. Need one of those. I could use some ammo. Oh. What? Hey, El Moronic Moron, how you doing? Is this okay? Wait, hold on. This is the room I just came. Is it? This is the room I just came from. I was here. Oh, I went the wrong way because I have no sense of direction. Right. Okay. Now we get down here. Oh, okay. Then we go with the other way. Okay, I literally came in through the back. And then go out this way. There should be the one door that was locked, but now I should be able to get in. Wait, no. I'm so turned around right now. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's the... No, that's the exit. There was another loot room, I remember. Okay, not there. Oh, here it is. Okay. That's not a big loot room, damn it. Okay, now I need to get back up there because that's where I left my... I should just store the damn Thopter if I'm not, like, you know... Yeah, if I'm not, like, carrying anything in the Thopter, I should just store the damn thing. So used to using an Assault Thopter, I'm used to not being able to store my Thopter. You're getting a mech pilot character? Oh, that's cool. I will say this much. Character design in Zenless Zone Zero is really good. It's a shame that the game is censored in the West.
Is it?
Zenless Zone Zero, yes, it's censored in the West.
How so?
A lot of the character designs are altered so that, like, they're not as, you know, offensive to Western sensibilities, we'll just say. It isn't? I could have sworn it was. Unless they walked it back, but last I checked, it was censored. Probably think of Lost Ark? No, I'm thinking of Zenless Zone Zero, specifically. I remember when Lost Ark was supposed to be, like, the next big game, and then it just fucking died or something. At least that's what I remember. But then again, listen, I've come to understand whenever gaming magazines say, "Oh, this game lost 90% of its player base on Steam," it's like, that is a completely useless metric in an age where every game is crossplay.
Yeah. Honestly, in general, I fucking despise the sentiment of it because it maintains the idea that every game needs to be a fucking forever game. Like, it is live service coded logic, and I'm not here for it.
Like even in a case of like a game, so Mecha Break, for example. Mecha Break came out, and you know it gained a stable player base, roughly around 9,000-10,000 a day, right, on Steam. And then the fucking articles for the gaming press were like, Mecha Break lost 93% of its player base on Steam, and it's like, okay, now what about Xbox? What about Xbox? Because it is a cross-platform, cross-play game. You don't bring up those numbers because you can't sell papers off. Oh, the game has a healthy population, but like, you know, we don't want to talk about. We only want to talk about the numbers we can count.
And to think, somebody literally not too long ago wrote an article about how the gaming community really needs to start embracing game journals again. It's like, no, you people publish shit. Fuck off.
Listen. There are impacted bowel movements that are more useful than games journalists. That guy just poisoned himself.
And that really is one of like the great boons that remains out of fucking like, you know, Gamergate. Which is that like even before Gamergate, people didn't really trust IGN reviews and whatnot because, you know, they knew they were fucking like taking kickbacks.
IGN reviews were already a meme before that happened.
But then that happens, and they're like, "Oh, so you're giving good reviews purely because some like mid-ass bitch sucks your dick." Okay. It's like, it's also just like, we live in an age where you just flat out don't fucking need game journals. Like, that's kind of the thing, is like, critiquing as like a profession and reporting on things as like a profession really is on fucking life support these days, because the information on any story breaks the moment it happens, because everybody has a fucking phone and everybody is in some way, shape, or form able to send a fucking message. The only use that a game journalist or that a journalist would ever fucking have is that if they actually did a degree of investigative journalism. But the vast majority of them are looking to get the big scoop on something real quick. They want to be on the scene when it happens and then move to the next story. You know, like, essentially, they want to put in as little effort on something as possible. It's one of the reasons why a lot of game journalists whine about how games are hard. It's like...
Yeah, they want to have the review, but not put in the effort. So they'll literally play on the easiest difficulties. It's like that one guy who, like, you know, talked about how the soundtrack in Devil May Cry 5 sucks. And then... The one person pointed out, yeah, you didn't hear all the music because the music ramps up the higher your combos are.
Yeah, like, I know I wouldn't hear all the music because music is evolving and I suck. I wouldn't blame the game for that.
Oh, shit. I mean, that's like, okay, you know what that's like? That's like the people being all like, oh, you suck at Battlefield, so you can't call someone a cheater. Actually, yes, I can. You are a cheater because you're cheating. I'm all kinds of fucked up. Hold on.
If only fucking competitive shooter games developers cared more about, like, you know, keeping their community decent than, say, Square trying to get rid of people's fucking visual mods.
Oh, yeah, maybe you heard from Millie, of course. Final Fantasy 14's getting review bombed over that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it is getting review bombed because they basically sent a cease and desist to the Mayor Lamentor on Discord. So, a mod support platform for, like, sharing your visuals with other people is going away. And it's literally like that moment from Sword Art Online at the very beginning when the dudes are like, you now get to look like your real likenesses. And, like, the guy and the hot in-game girl find out that they're both, like, you know, like, losers, and, like, the girl was a fat dude.
Hey, listen, can we stop this line of talk for 1 second? Because I want to bring something up. The fact those two stuck together through it all is actually really heartwarming.
Yeah.
like bro, like fat bro is catfishing loser bro, and then you see them at various times still being homies all throughout season 1, and then at the end of season 2, when the last, like, what was it, 500 people were saved, you know, the ones that the bad guy was experimenting on, you see the two of them, like, finally meeting face to face in the hospital, and it's like actually heartwarming. Uh-oh.
Look. Fucking intermittent fasting is not that big of a strain on me. But some days are worse than others.
Yeah.
Fucking, I will get to like, 2 in the afternoon and I'll be like, I'm actually kind of hungry. By 4 or 5, I'm ravenous.
Yeah, that's your body telling you, put food in me.
Yeah.
The thing I love about gacha games, you can tell if someone's immediately if someone's a tourist. Yeah. Like you compare Fate Grand Order fans to Fate Grand Order Reddit, and you can smell the tourism in the Reddit.
Yeah. Like, I haven't seen it in a while, but remember how, like, people fucking, like, hated on Shiro because he was quote-unquote a misogynist? And then it's like, okay, but it's not because he's a misogynist, it's because he doesn't like having people fight for him when he should be the one doing the fighting.
Yeah, he doesn't like having people fight for him, and women shouldn't fight is just him coping and coming up with trying to come up with an excuse for why he's right when he doesn't have an actual argument. Okay, I need to look up where I can loot a compact compactor because, yeah, okay. Fuck you, lady. Okay. See, all this did was lead out. Did it? Wait, no. Hold on. That led through here. And then... Shit. Alright, I'm gonna have to look up where to loot one of these fucking things.
Let's see. I mean, yeah, that is more or less the thing with like mods in Final Fantasy XIV is that for the most part, it is treated with a don't talk about the mods. More or less, just don't flaunt it. So it's like one of the reasons why, while I fully admit that I use them, I don't show it on stream. Yeah, so it's like there's no real visual evidence other than photos I've shared with friends.
Yeah, I like that one recently. Like, Christ, the package on that man.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I since changed over to my preferred mod, which is a lot more restrained for that particular area. For one, it's like kind of got like a festival loincloth aspect to it, so it's like covering up the bulge more. So yeah. But like, yeah, like that was like kind of the things that a lot of people, when it comes to the fucking mods in Final Fantasy XIV, they are really fucking like overt about it. Like, okay, let me put it to you like this way. Millie was like giving me a tour guide experience of Ul'dah, which is the major gathering point of Balmung. Balmung is the major ERP server, and specifically Ul'dah is where you go to ERP. It's to the point that it's like, she was telling me, the people along this wall are paid ERPers. The people in the middle of the room are big muscle men who want muscle daddies. And so on and so forth. And like, then like with like the people in the alley are currently presently ERPing. And then I was like looking at people's fucking search info, and it's like overtly referencing Mare. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what that means. And it's basically like their in-game way of saying, hey, I have a Mare Lamentorum code. Because that's how it worked, is that you had the mod Mare Lamentorum, and it would basically like you'd register your account with this thing and share your code that like this mod generates with a person. And when that code is put in, they basically kind of like after a moment see what your character looks like. I don't know how it fucking works, but that is basically how it fucking works. And it was very apparent that people were doing this
Whoa.
sort of thing, like modding their shit.
I crashed. I'm fine though.
Ow. Also, things are more or less going okay in Dune. Bo is
Hey,
getting
Krypton.
scanned.
Yeah, I'm very poorly driving.
Yeah, basically dynamic mod loading. Like, if I were to use Mare and share a person, like, the code for my character, it would show whatever the mods are that I have applied to, like, the visuals of that character. I think it also showed visual effect mods, which are a thing that you can get. Like, there's a difference between texture mods and visual effects mods, because, like, you can download mods that alter how certain ability effects look in game, or even alter, say, like how the character's postured. I use one on my my alt Meryl Fader that makes all of his abilities more like something Virgil would use in DMC. I know, edgy as hell because he's a samurai. But I do it that way because I find the base samurai is a bit too flowery and harmonious for, like, the in-character fluff that I have for the character. I also altered his, like, idle posture, so he holds the katana over the back of his shoulders like a fucking, gunbreaker idle pose, because it just fits, like, the big guy look. But I also have one that alters the Gunbreaker animations to be kind of more magical themed, because the character that you're playing is, by technicalities, coming to their own in Eorzea. They may not have been born in Eorzea, but they're an Eorzean. Yeah. So it's a way of, like, shaking things up. And honestly, some of the mod packs don't even change things that dramatically. They just take, like, the original animations and give them an extra kick for like a greater visual. And then there's, like, oodles of, like, secondary mods that are just fucking helpful. I think one thing Square really fucking needs to accept is that quality of life mods are a thing. That they are going to be downloaded and they are going to be used, because I get it. It takes a while to, like, fix things, to alter things. Final Fantasy XIV is built on a foundation of spaghetti code. It just is what it is. But I think they need to accept that such mods are going to be a thing. They need to at least accept that people, if they are quiet about it, are going to use them. Because, like, that is their personal experience. And it's not helped that a lot of, like, the infrastructure of the game is very arcane. Like, okay,
Potency.
I did... Huh?
Potency.
Yeah, potency. Potency is, in my opinion, a deliberate attempt to keep the meta down. So, like, whereas, like, before, people would be like, I know all the points, I can theory craft, like, the output of my stuff. By making everything potency, you don't really know what that fucking means. You just know that something having a higher potency does more numbers. That's it. But, like, I was doing the ARR relic grind recently, and that is an annoying quest series. Part of that is because past a certain point, after you've done the unlock quests, you no longer have any real visual telling you to go do a thing. So, like, when you've upgraded your relic past a certain point, you, like, have to either check your help menu or talk with a dude who will give you, like, a whole rigmarole on the thing again. But, like, it can be a little bit obtuse, like, navigating the system over and over again. Because first you gotta make the weapon, then you gotta upgrade it to, like, a Zenith, which requires Thavnarian sand shit, which you can just buy. But then you gotta do the Atma grind, and the Atma grind's a pain in the ass. Then you've gotta go, what was the thing right after the... Alright, Then you've got to enchant a scroll with materia. And to get that scroll, you have to get Alexandrite, which you get by doing maps or other things, but mostly maps. And then you gotta light grind. Then you gotta fucking do a quest, a bunch of quests that involve a bunch of dungeons and getting special items. Then you gotta do Mahatma grinding, and then you've got your Zodiac Z or whatever it's called. And then you can convert it up into a fucking a Heavensward relic, which is why I tend to do the ARR one first, because I pay as fucking well. Because once you've completed it, you've got like the replica version, which allows you to use it as like a glam. And a lot of these look really good. Like, I was working on Bard. I wasn't initially too keen on Bard because I'm not that much of a player of Bard. And then it was like, oh shit, this bow, the Zodiac bow, perfectly fucking matches the glam I've got right now, because my guy's kind of got like a slightly abbreviated sort of samurai archer look to him. It's the Fairjoy chest and the Ryumyaku leggings and boots, which are like a lamellar hip kilt and whatnot. And he also wears, I think it was the Ivelician Fusilier's mask. So it kind of looks like he's wearing a gas mask and like taking, what was the shit that like you used in Metal Gear Solid 1? Oh fuck. It's the stuff that, what's it like, literally like Gravol or something like that? The stuff that like, the stuff for like, like keeping yourself from jittering as you're sniping.
Fuck, I don't remember. But I know what you're talking about, because I hate the sniping part of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, the way I had it explained to me was that you can either take the drugs or you can smoke cigarettes. Because that's, that calms down Snake. But that also does, like, a tick of damage to you. And it was just like,
You know what? Last time I did that, I completely forgot about smoking the cigarettes.
I remember trying to play through Metal Gear Solid 1, and I could not with the isometric.
Listen. Okay, spicy hot take. I don't think the isometric gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 1 is aged well at all.
Like, okay, I got to the Revolver Ocelot fight and just shy of crashed out because it was such fucking bullshit. Aiming a gun in isometrics is stupid. I'm sorry. It's just like so fucking annoying. And fucking, I cheesed the sniper wolf fight because off to the right there's a guided missile rocket launcher that you can use from fucking hidden shelter and just guide a missile and blast her to death with it. And then she has a cutscene about being, curd shot and whatnot. And you're like, but I bleed to smithereens with missiles.
Ma'am, you were not. That was not a bullet I hit you with. That was a guided anti-tank weapon.
And then you put her panties on her face when she dies.
What? Sir, which version of Metal Gear Solid 1 did you play again? Because I didn't play the porn parody.
I'm just messing with you, honey. But yeah, the fucking, like, okay, the Heavensward relic grind is actually, like, leagues better purely because you can pre-buy everything, and most of everything is bought with, like, fucking poetics. It is literally just a waiting game. Once you've got your weapon, like if you have a Zodiac weapon, you just skip the initial first step. And then after that, it's like purely like, buy this, do this dungeon, buy this, do this dungeon, buy this, do this dungeon.
I'm experiencing the fun thing where they just box you in a corner.
Oh no, oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey.
That's okay. It's okay. My turret was an absolute baller and saved me. Whoop. I hate sandflies so much.
Yeah, me too.
I wonder what those new, Alright, Dusty Bottom 74. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Crusade. Hope you're enjoying the stream.
You should take a shower, clean that bottom.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it's on Arrakis, like, you know, you know the saying. On Arrakis, we wipe our ass with sand. By the way, hun, if you're playing this later, there's a ton of spice sand in the deep desert base.
Oh, okay. I was just taking a break to fucking, like, eat food. I wasn't sure what I was gonna fucking do because, honestly, I'm somewhat in between games now. Mostly because of, like, it's so irritating how I am sometimes. I kind of get into the habit of playing a thing, and I'm, like, really into it for a bit. But then something, like, shakes me up, and I stop playing it for a while, and the idea of going back to it, like, almost feels like anathema to me. So, like, for instance, I haven't played The Sims in a bit. I'm still playing that on stream for those who tune in for that. It's just that I haven't played it in more than a week, and as a result, I'm in that sort of weird mindset. Because I was, like, you know, away house-sitting from my mom.
I fucking hate it when you get cornered in this game. And which the fuck way do they want me to go here? Christ, this place just keeps going. Wait. Fuck you. Okay, have I been here? I hope not.
But yeah, fucking speaking of arcane systems, like, I really wish Square would have just, like, you know, gone with, like, you know, and stuck with, like, you know, the Manderville side of things. Like, not necessarily locking it behind the Manderville, but, like, I don't know, I feel like I don't want to have to spend ages grinding in a fucking, like, you know, in, like, a zone that will, like, depopulate at the end of the expansion.
Oh. Yeah, oh, you can say Eureka, it's fine.
Eureka, Blazja, you know, Occult Crescent, you know, that's currently like the current relic grind location. It's called Occult Crescent. I want to fucking do it because,
Hey, Hipster, how you doing?
Hey, Hipster. One thing I find, like, you know, neat about Square, or specifically Final Fantasy XIV, is that it's never too done with certain lore to revisit that lore. Like, okay, fucking, you go to, you go to, like, the Occult Crescent Island, and there's, like, a ancient fucking, you know, like, city there, and when fucking you open up this, like, place, and there's, like, a sarcophagus, and out pops a fucking Tonberry. And you're like, the fuck? And he's like, oh, hey, who are you? And you're like, I'm so-and-so, I'm from Limsa Laminsa. And he's like, the fuck is Limsa Laminsa? I've been all over the place, all the 14, city-states, and I've never heard of that one. And you tell him, yeah, so it's, this era, you know, the 7th Umbral Calamity, came and went. And he's like, the 7th? Because he's been sleeping there for 1,500 years. Because Tonberries are, I think, functionally immortal. Like,
yeah, they don't die unless something kills them.
Yeah, and fucking, he apparently came there to, like, prevent himself from, like, plaguing people with his with, like, you know, the Rancor and the Tonberry plague, and you know, and then, like, a fucking fairy comes along and it's not his and gives him mad sass. And I'm like, ooh, Nimian lore. You know, because I'm always all for the Nimians. People always be all about the Amdaporians and the Mahach, but I'm all like, bland, sauceless, uninteresting. Roman wizard hat my ass. Fuck off. Yo, Nimians though? Yo, fucking, having like a fairy and like a fucking battle professor look. Love that shit.
Why can't I place my vehicle anywhere? What the shit? Not possible.
The vehicle?
Yeah, it's like not. How far do they want me to go? How far do they want me to go? This is actually getting a little stupid now. Because this is my way home. I'm also like having sunstroke.
Where are you?
I'm in Western Shield Wall.
Ah, okay. You should be able to, like, if you're worried, you should be able to hoof it to my house.
There we go. Fuck. But I'm heading back to the main base. I need a new compact compactor pattern. I'm gonna have to go to Deep Desert to hunt for one in the 2 labs where it can drop. I was the A2 and A3 labs. I'm gonna have to go there. Wait, why is my marker pointing to not? There we go. Float. Also have a sip of the Wawa. Here we go. Ugh. My sister was talking about one of her friends' new place, complaining about the classic couch and the flat screen on the ground, and unironically went real.
Look. Sometimes you don't need very much to just be happy. You know?
Yeah. Women will never understand how little it takes for a man to be happy.
Like, okay. I don't want to go fucking capitalism on Maine, but we do live in an era where we are kind of advertised to a lot. Like, there are corporations that would really benefit from like brain rotting you into thinking you need their fucking widget. You need a Sneed. Yeah, like literally fucking Dr. Seuss.
A Sneed?
Wrote a fucking...
They're selling Sneed? But are they selling feed? What about Chucks?
I love you.
I love you too. Anyway, continue.
But like, we live in like, you know, like as Iggy just said, an era of hyperconsumption. So like, you are sold on this idea that you need to buy, you need to buy the Live, Laugh, Love placard. You need to buy the fucking like vase of of fucking fragrant oil diffusers. You need to buy the fucking essential oils because it's good for your health. And I feel like none are more fucking afflicted by that than women, because they have become so fucking convinced that it is a need that when guys don't engage in the same shit, they get pissy. They get so mad because like guys will basically eschew certain things and they'll just live without it, and they'll be like, oh, how can he live like this? Like, what is the actual state of men? What is wrong with men? And then like move in with them. And then like you'll get like women and simps being like, a woman really mature as a man.
Dark Resurrect, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Crusade. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, honey. Continue.
It's okay, honey. But like, yeah, it's like a major problem I think women as a rule don't grasp is that they don't need all of the shit. They don't need the many fucking Gucci purses. They don't need 50 coats. They don't need 50 dresses. The guys around you, unless they are actual chodes, I will make that absolute statement. Do not give a shit.
Why do we only have 13
The guy
space?
who's into you, he just likes the thing that you look cute in.
Hey, hon.
And that could be any... What?
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off. Why is our spice down to 13?
I don't fucking know. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay, because
I think, like...
Chonka had a bunch, like, being processed.
Chonka, does he even play this?
Not Chonka. Why do I keep confusing Chonka and Pickle? Why do I keep doing that? Okay, so
I don't know why either, because like short of like the Ka and Kul at the end of their names, they're very distinct voices, and Shanka more or less like just vibes, and Pickle will like ask increasingly invasive questions about people.
okay, anyway. But my point is, we had 200 and some spice. He had even more on the thing processing. But now we're down to 13.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Yeah, so we should have at least 400. I'm checking all the containers.
It is possible that he may have taken it without really knowing that he was taking it.
I certainly hope he didn't, or I'm gonna rake him over the coals for that, because that 200 spice was not his. It's the guild's.
One sec. I love you, honey, but I'm about to do a thing.
What?
Interact with door, disable close automatically. That fucking floor hatch shit I hate.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. I've just made it so that it never closes unless you tell it to close.
Okay. Well, in this case, I should have one of my build-o-matics here at base. I'm gonna go to build something that costs spice just to see how much we have at the base. Because I'm currently in the realm of where the fuck did that spice go? Especially because we're saving for the carry-all ornithopter now. That thing ain't cheap.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Like, genuinely, I don't mind that Pickle's using our water for fucking making spice.
We only have 13 spice melange. We had 200 earlier. It's just gone.
Yeah.
No, he's getting questioned now because he was the last person I saw in the building other than myself, and I know I didn't take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna chalk it up to just not being conscientious that he's taking it, but like by all means, refine your shit at the base. That's what it's there for. But fucking taking all of the spice in is not healthy for the guild.
Yeah. Like I said, if it was him, I'm not happy. I'm not happy about that.
Okay, so a carry-all Chanka doesn't actually have very much storage to itself. What it does have is the unique ability to pick up vehicles, which you can use on buggies or even, say, a spice hauler, which a lot of people will, in the bigger corps, guilds, whatever, will basically take into the deep desert and mine sand with.
Yeah, okay, if you've ever seen like a Chinook helicopter carrying a troop transport around, it's basically that. That's what it is. And you need one in order to haul fuel containers. Are our water doohickeys turned on?
I turned them on.
Are we Are we juicing bodies?
Yes, or we should be. I did that maybe an hour ago, so check if we're still juicing bodies.
We are not juicing bodies right now. Do we have bodies to juice?
We do. Scroll down in the big box, but I think we need to start refilling the box.
We haven't actually needed to in a while. It's been kind of nice.
Yeah.
But yeah. So basically, because in the deep desert, you can't just drive across it because there's fucking quicksand everywhere, and it's such a vast distance that Shai-Hulud will catch you. It's just a matter of time. So if you want to take a land vehicle, like a big one, anywhere in the deep desert, aside from where you assemble it, you need to carry it around with a carry-all ornithopter, and that's what we need one for. And it's expensive to build. It costs plastanium, which is the end game resource, and spice melange. We had 200. We had like 213 spice. Now we have 13. I have no idea where it went, but the last person I saw in the base was Pickle. So he's getting questioned. All right, let me move this plastanium out of the crafter and into the boxes. Actually, I'm gonna turn this thing off now that no one's using it. This thing is a power hog. So is the big refinery too. We need to keep that thing turned off when we're not using it.
Yeah. I built another directional upstairs. I actually I'm not sure if you saw, but I expanded the top of the new ornithoptery, and as a result of that also expanded like the general sort of like working platform where all of our power generation is.
Mm-hmm.
We can probably justify like expanding our power generation now significantly.
Oh, neat.
And also because you can just walk up to the thing and shove like lubricant into it. It doesn't really need to be anywhere as like nice. Well, it can be somewhere as like aesthetic. It just doesn't need to be convenient for like individual like quick drop.
For wind power, yeah. You need to get this game, but Helldivers is getting bought tomorrow. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, right. But yeah, no, hipster. No, Dune Awakening is fun. I like it. It's a really good game. It's one of those MMOs that really justifies continuing to play it because you always need something. You know, you always need a little more stuff to power your base. You always need more spice, more materials. It justifies it. It justifies the gameplay loop really well. And then they're going to be like the 10th of September. They're going to be doing a content drop too. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. All right. I'm gonna head to Deep Desert because I need yeah, my poor compact compactor is about halfway dead. And hipster, if you do get Dune Awakening, we'll get you in on our guild too.
Yeah.
We need more Belter representation in the guild for diversity.
One of the benefits of being in the guild is that it probably means you'll be able to get an ornithopter real fucking quickly.
Yeah, quicker. Oh my god, we ground for that shit. Remember that?
Yeah, it took us fucking ages to gain just the basic ability to make them. And then, like, for the longest time, they were, like, expensive to us. Like, the loss of one was, like, actually crippling. And then we started getting a handle on fucking, like, aluminum and duraluminum production.
Yep. DEI higher fate as old as time. Listen, hipster. It's not our fault. It's not our fault you're from the belt, okay? You'll get Dune Awakening when it comes to console, but I don't think I'll be on every single... I mean, you don't need to be. You don't need to be.
Yeah, we aren't exactly on every single day. Yeah. I built my base in the Deep Desert on, like, Tuesday, and it's, like, Thursday, and I, like, did a bit of a plastanium run and brought my haul from, like, 2 days back.
Yep.
Made 200 plastanium.
Yep. Today was my first big day grinding it this week, and that was the spice haul I got earlier. But now I'm in desperate need for a new compact compactor. I'm trying to fish up the pattern. There's only 2 spots in the Deep Desert where it can drop.
Desperate need for dick.
Desperate need for a compact compactor, man. Those things are, yeah.
Desperate need for cock packed.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm probably going to be that guy that wants to help people and dropping supplies. I used to do that shit in DayZ. Man, you know, remind me of the people who do that for wormholers in EVE Online. Because it's very easy to get lost in wormhole space. They'll, like, leave containers of, like, with, like, you know, wormhole route data, and, like, you know, supplies around in wormhole space. And you're not supposed to touch it because that's for emergencies only. Like if you got a handle on where you're going and all that, okay, I think it's A2 and A3. All right, let me check my let me fact check Evan in real time here. Right, it's A2 and A3. All right. All right, so this direction, probably over there.
Fuck me.
You all right?
Yeah, I just pretty much just wasted that. I need to real quick dip into our base, drop the spice sand I brought into my ornithopter, and then go back to the fucking spice field that I was mining.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do what you gotta do. It's all good.
But yeah, I dropped a message for Pickle into chat.
It's like, I don't want to be the guy who's like, playing fucking Among Us with who took the resources on Pickle, but he was the last person I saw on the base. So he's the guy I'm blaming. Until we know what happened. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna equip all my combat skills. Hold on. Convenient as Shigawire is, I don't need it in the deep desert bases. I need explosives. I heard there's a group called the Rat Fueled People. Some people run out of fuel in space and they will. Oh, that's from oh fuck no, what is that? It's like EVE Online, but it's way more like personal control of the ships from like a first-person perspective. Elite Dangerous. That's from Elite Dangerous. Wait, no, I want to say go this way first.
I wouldn't mind a just purely PvE game that has the mining aspect from it, like, from EVE, because that's a vibe.
Honestly, when I want to play something like EVE, but without the online thing, I just play what is it? Star Sector. Which, by the way, reinstalled that recently. So I'll probably be playing that again soon. I'm going the right way to find the fucking thing.
Watch out!
Just so long as you don't crash out like on a bad day in Star Sector.
Why would I do that in Star Sector? It's PvE.
I mean, you've had bad days in Star Sector.
Honey, that has never happened with Star Sector. I'm not. Yeah.
That's where you have, but okay.
Maybe you're thinking of something else, but not Star Sector. That's a PvE. That's a single player game. So like, yeah. Where? Okay. Where the? No, that's closed. Shit. I'm gonna start Gundam Seed tonight. Is there anything you need to know? There is a okay. Gundam Seed. It's 2 TV shows. Gundam Seed followed by Gundam Seed Destiny. There is a OVA called Stargazer that fits in there somewhere. I want to say it fits in like right past the opening of Seed Destiny, so like not quite it's like not quite at the start, but a little bit into it. But from
also, it's an AU to Code Geass because all of the characters from Code Geass have made a return.
That is not true, honey. Oh, you're a monster. Anyway, but yeah, Stargazer fits in there somewhere. I don't know where exactly. You might have to look that up yourself. But, yeah. And Stargazer, from what I heard, is really good. We'll be getting to Seed eventually. That'll probably be after turn A. I've made, on the Discord server, I have made the executive decision. We will be watching Gundam Wing. Because after 00, we're gonna watch the OG trilogy of what do you call it? Of AU Gundams. That being G, Wing, and X. So we're just gonna have to soldier through Gundam Wing. Here it is. Oh, is that it? Combat Compactor Mark V. Thank God. Okay. I'm gonna head back to Haga and build myself a new one. My journey is over. Yeah, I'm gonna build myself a new one, and then now I won't have to go out to come back to fucking Haga every time I'm like breaking the old one, mining spice out here. I'm just watching the AU Gundams now because I won't be able to drop in on Mondays because of your late night welding class this week. It was the only time you could drop. Hey man, that's cool. That's cool. Listen, if you ever have the time though, you're always welcome. Don't worry about it. Like, you know. Just be wary. You might drop into the middle of a spoiler. So like, yeah, depending on what you're watching or want to watch in the future. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna head to the I'm gonna head to the Deep Desert Base. My current compact compactor is kind of sort of in good shape. So, but after this next time I need to repair it, I'm gonna go build the one that I just got the pattern for.
Actually, fun fact, if memory serves, Scride is also in the same AU as
No, it's not in this. It's just the same animation company, so the characters look similar. Not complaining about Scride though. Scride is fucking peak. It is literally the perfect one season and done battle shonen.
You're adorable.
Shut up. No, I'm not.
Fucking adorable. Absolutely cute.
I'll show you adorable. Don't answer that.
Cuddle you.
Don't answer that.
Call you a cutie and kiss you.
Well, I could blow my nose with a stack of pancakes right now, but I love you too. Oh. Now don't be all fucking shirtless on screen, you fucking pervert. There we go. Now I've
Speaking of which, I might make pancakes tomorrow because I don't have sausages, and that's like an odd reasoning, but it's like, okay, but then all I got is like eggs and bagels, so I may as well have pancakes.
Get a room, you two gross. And, listen, it's just listen. It's a couple streaming together. It's gonna happen, where the sap comes oozing out in such quantities. Just drippy, gooey sap all over the floor. Man, it would suck if it would. You motherfucker! I was about to joke about a fucking sandstorm. Guess what spawns out in the distance, honey? On the bright side, it's not heading toward me, but it's the serendipity of the whole thing. Okay. It's the principle of it. You fucking. I hate this planet. I hate Arrakis sometimes. I really do.
This is mine, right? I took mine. No, I took fucking Krypton's by accident. Fuck. I was wondering why my everything got like way damaged. If you're watching this, Krypton, you need to repair your fucking engines and, like, internal components.
Get a little bit of air in the Thorpta. in the thought. That's fine. There we go. Apollo's gift. Whoa! The gift of prophecy upon ye. Yeah, pretty much.
That reminds me of that fucking comic where like it was like Cassandra and she's like cursed to not be believed by anybody, and she proceeded to be all like, "Oh, I met Apollo the other day. He had like the biggest dick and he gave me the best sex ever." To which somebody, like the guys like talking to her were like, "That's a laugh. That is utter bullshit. You know, Apollo's like the lamest of gods and probably has the smallest of dicks."
Okay, listen, I'm just gonna hit you with this one. Of course he had the smallest of dicks. He's a fucking Greek god.
True.
They thought big dicks were barbaric. Of course that shit'd be tiny. Wait, hold on. Does that mean Mars?
Yeah.
Does that mean Mars is a giant dick because no one liked him?
I mean, he is barbaric and therefore probably had a giant dick.
I mean, listen, man. I didn't make the Greek rules. The Greeks did. Blame them. Where's my
The Greeks were fucking like hilarious because like 90% of their that's the quality of a barbarian came from the fact that they had beef with fucking people like, you know, north of them.
Yeah, barbarian,
which is hilarious.
Barbarian was literally just a term that meant anyone who's not us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, you have moved most of the spice. Good.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to come back sooner.
It's okay.
Do you want me to come back and pick it up?
That would actually be splendid. Yes. I am moving the rest of it into the other box.
Okay.
I'm putting some stuff in the miscellaneous loot container as well.
I always find like it kind of hilarious because like between Poseidon, Apollo, and Zeus, they all had questionable relationships with consent. But like, whereas like Zeus kind of blighted people with the ire of his wife, and Apollo kind of just blighted people with his presence, leading to their deaths more often than not. Fucking Poseidon has a weird track record of being like, damn, that was some good sex. You want a gift? I'll give you a gift. And then like giving them either like a boon that they asked for or a boon they fucking didn't.
The one that I'll always remember is when he fucked that one dude's son, and then when the guy was gonna get married, he was like the wingman.
Yeah, I want to say it was Tantalus's son.
Right, yeah. It's a variant of the story for like where Tantalus's son was during the whole thing, and it was literally, I was out getting banged by Poseidon.
Yeah,
which, you know, good on him.
I mean, the reason why he didn't give Medusa anything is because Athena beat him to it and was like, "I'll make you ugly," and he was like, "Shit, man, that would probably be a kind of gift that I'd give somebody. It worked for Canis."
Oh my, listen, I'm just gonna put this out there. I vastly prefer the fake Grand Order version of Canis.
I mean, yes, but I still love how you got so pissy when I was like, she's a Fuda, and you're like, she's fucking not!
Well, because she's objectively not, so yeah, that's why.
She's objectively within her lore a Fuda.
Shut up. No, she's not.
Okay. Chat.
Listen. This is literally up there with insisting a character is gay when they're not.
Okay. Chat. I want you to hear me out on this. Poseidon advantages himself of Canis. It was not consenting. However, immediately afterwards, he basically proceeds to like offer her a boon in reward for like, you know, the pleasure he just got from her. And she proceeds to say, "I wish you could make it so that that could never happen to me again." And he's like, "Granted." So he makes it so that he can't do that, that no man can do that to her ever again by making her a man. And he also makes her immortal. But because in FGO she's still got big fat fucking titties, but she's still got the lore of having been with Poseidon. Does that not imply that she no longer got a coochie?
No, it doesn't. Because she was summoned as a woman. That's why. In fact, it's very. I would say it's very expressly. She is summoned as herself before she got boinked by Poseidon.
Then why did she have like the issues about being boinked with Poseidon?
Oh my god. She's not. Listen, honey. She's just not. Okay. You've seen her fucking outfit she wears. Where's she hiding that thing?
Look, honey, it's the Fate universe. Noble phantasms and mystic codes are a thing. She's probably wearing the mystic code.
Honey, no. I'm not giving you this. I am not giving you this. Not even close. Not even close. Not even fucking close.
Her panties are probably the mystic code of Gonchitis cover up them.
I swear to God, I'm gonna ban you from the Discord server if you keep this up. Up later, Exorn. Later, dude.
Later, Exorn.
Honey,
honey, about him getting so bad.
Honey, I hate you so fucking much. You have no idea.
I love you.
And there's the flag. The PvP flag, specifically.
I always find that hilarious about, like, Poseidon, though. It's like, he straight up is like, oh yeah, sure, I'll give you a boon. It wasn't even out of spite. The dude is just a fucking himbo.
Yeah. And I don't know why, but that reminds me of the story of Jacob from the Bible.
Yeah.
That's the one where he
climbs a ladder.
He climbs a ladder to heaven, finds an angel, demands a blessing, and when the angel won't give it to him, he just beats the shit out of the angel until it relents and gives him a blessing.
It was just like what? Just like a basic blessing, if memory serves.
Yeah, it was just like, good health, long life, that kind of thing. Nothing terribly special, it was literally the principle of the thing. He didn't want a fancy blessing. He just wanted a fucking blessing because he ran across an angel. Oh, okay. Spice blow right below me. It's a little one, but hey, every little bit helps the cause. That's a worm, but that's somebody else's worm, so it's not mine.
I came to laugh at you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, see, Chonka knows what I'm talking about. She ain't hiding shit in that thong. I'm sorry.
Wasn't she a lancer?
Yes.
The lance is her penis.
Huh.
It is actually kind of funny because, like, you have her, and look, for the sake of just, like, sparing you a bit, it is doing that kind of FGO thing of, quote unquote, she's a man because she's masculine of nature. So, like, she's a very, like, brash warrior woman. Meanwhile, say, like, she's paired with fucking,
and here comes the worm.
Kirstaria, who's, like, more of a woman than some of the fucking cry-typers.
I want to point out, for those who know Fate lore, when he says cry-typers, he means cryptors, but for some reason he calls them cry-typers. I don't know why. I still don't quite remember why.
Spent too long on fucking Tumblr, that's why.
Okay, fair.
Fucking... Okay, so for those who don't know, Tumblr popularized the idea of, like, the fucking, like, throw it, like, crash out tantrum in text thing.
Right, yeah, the keyboard smashing. You're thinking of keyboard smashing.
Yeah, but the thing is, it wasn't keyboard smashing. Like, let me put it to you this way. It is actually something you have to very specifically have to go out of your way to intermittently capitalize all like the in between like off letters.
Yeah, you ain't accidentally hitting shift, you know?
Yeah. Like, okay, maybe like some stuttering towards the beginning of a word, but we're talking whole sentences of like on and off capitalization. And that was how like people would like, show off like, that they were so totally triggered, you guys. And that like, that like they're super mad about a thing. Fucking Tumblr was a wild place to be. And an insufferable place to be. It still fucking is at times. There are still people that I followed on there, like arguing the same old fights as like per usual.
Are they still having a complete website wide crash out about the fucking bird and the chocolate fountain?
I don't know. Probably. Maybe. Sometimes. I think more often than not when that comes up, people say, I'm witnessing a piece of history because, like, that shit really does become fucking, like, historic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a ship. I don't care about the people in it. I just want their loot.
Like, as somebody who spent the bulk of the 2010s on Tumblr, I am so over a lot of people's like drama on Twitter. You have no fucking idea. Like a lot of the drama is just like repeats of the same shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, because it's like, Tumblr was containing all the SJWs, Mansley. Where are the SJWs gonna go, Mansley? Oh, this one hasn't been looted. Splendid.
Like, it's like, when I say I'm so over, it means that I fucking engaged with that shit. I know what's being fucking said by that sort of thing. Like, I even posted about it on the whole confirmed straight thing. Basically, it's like fucking South Americans acting brand new when you say, oh, I'm from America, and they're all like, what do you mean by America? Do you mean South America or North America? Fool that you are. And it's like, well, clearly, they meant the U.S. Because saying the United States is generic, saying the USA is annoying, saying America just makes sense. I accept it because I'm from Canada in North America, just north of America, which is also in North America. And to be perfectly frank, America gets to call itself America because it's more relevant than fucking Brazil or Argentina.
Okay, I'll actually put it this way. The reason the United States gets to call itself America is because it's the United States of America. Last I checked, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, well, Canada, earns a little more. But all those South American countries literally don't have America in their name, while we do. So yeah, quite literally, like,
you do not need to specify the the location of America for America. Unless somebody's saying the Americas, even they fucking know when somebody says America, they mean the U.S. So it's like, it is such a fucking irrelevant fucking talking point. The case of the whole confirmed straight thing is quite literally like, it dovetails off of the argument that a lot of authors will treat certain things as kind of the default. They will, without saying it, imply that the character is white or male or straight. But like, when it's just like when it is the common experience, it is taken for granted. Like, let me put it to you this way. If everybody lived in white houses, literally plastered white houses, then like, you wouldn't need to specify that. It's just like a cultural given. It's sort of like the whole, like, we discovered Roman, like the key to Roman concrete was pozzolana, volcanic ash and seawater. But the thing is, up until recently, nobody was able to figure that one out because they never specified the location of the ash and they never specified the location of the water. They just said, ash and water. And without really realizing it, they were using a very useful like combination of like mineral rich ash with like basically salt rich water. Yeah. So like they considered it just a given. So like if everybody fucking lived in white houses, the idea that you'd have to specify that you lived in a white house would just not be on the table. You wouldn't have to because everybody would fucking know.
And I'm also going to toss this out there. I think the whole, well, why do we treat straight as the default? Okay, let me give you a number. 98%. You know what that number is? That's the number, that's the percentage of the human race that is straight. So, yeah, that's why we treat straight as the default. It's the default. That's why. The idea that it's not necessary. We shouldn't treat it as the default. Listen, I get that you grew up in a fucked education system that tried to teach you that like 50% of the human race isn't straight, but that's not how the world works. 98% of the human race is straight. The L, the G, the B, and the T is split between that like, oh fuck, it's not even 98. It's something like 1.5. Like being generous. The entirety of L, G, B, and T is split between that 1.5. It is not the default. It is not even close to ever being capable of being the default. If it was, we'd probably die out because not enough people would be reproducing. So
I think like 5% are quote unquote gay, and that's 2.5% men, 2.5% women.
It's the 5% is incredibly inflated. It's closer to like if we're being like at a liberal estimate 2%, at a conservative estimate 1.5 of the human race. It's like, and as a gay dude, that's the reality. I'm not gonna fucking like. So why would I lie to myself about this percentage? Like I would. So no, I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there when these people are like, well, straight isn't the default. It's like, yes, it is. Suck it up. It's the default. Like if I can live with it as a gay dude, you can live with it as a gay person or lesbian or bisexual or transgender. You can live with it too. It's not hard.
Like I get the reasoning because like I kind of grew up, with the subject of, shall we say, the art, like in my own home, the subject of like normal versus like abnormal, weird versus like, typical, that sort of thing. And the problems that a lot of people treat something being quote unquote normal as like a sort of a moral statement. Like a lot of people on either side, so fucking, like if something is atypical, they get kind of snide about it. So it's like, I get the reason there. I get it. You don't want to call something normal because somebody somewhere in your life has basically made a big fucking deal out of the fact that you didn't, fulfill the average. But the average doesn't really mean much. There is no moral implication behind something being average. It's just like the higher number. If the average person has brown hair and somebody has blonde hair, is that blonde person committing a moral sin? They are fucking not. There's nothing wrong with accepting that 99% of the populace will be within a certain mold. Like, do I think it is as clean cut as to say squarely straight? No. I think there's plenty of, like, largely straight people out there who could basically engage in a little bi-curious activity, but ultimately they preference the opposite sex. There are some people who are just exclusively straight, some people who are not. But ultimately speaking, the vast majority of people prefer and are romantically aligned towards, say, the opposite sex. That's not a hard fucking ask to say that's just the standard.
Using anime as an example, people ask why anime doesn't have more black representation. That is always so wild to me because like they're Japanese, you dingus.
Yeah. But what about Okinawans? Okinawans are such a minority within Japan that they're treated about as poorly as the fucking Ainu.
Okay, and also here's the real hitching point. Okinawans aren't black. They're not black.
Yeah,
people.
they're not black.
Black. What the term specifically is in reference to, you know, what do you got? Sub-Saharan Africans. Okinawans aren't black. They're dark-skinned, but dark-skinned and black are not the same thing. And it's really like, it really chafes my ass when, like, you know, you see like the character like Mirko from My Hero Academy, you know, who is an Okinawan woman. She's a dark-skinned Japanese woman. But then, you know, people heard her voice for the first time. It didn't sound black enough. So people were like, black should voice black. It's like, she's not black. Which is also funny because a black girl does voice Mirko in the English dub, but, like, you know, she didn't sound black enough for these types. Oh god, we're getting on a tangent here. I'm sorry, everyone.
One sec.
I don't know. I think all this woke identitarian shit, I'm so glad it's dying out now.
Yeah. And there we go. We've got 10,000 spice in the maker.
All right. Also, I'm gonna be frank with you, hon. If you want to lock the spice room to make sure until we can find out where that spice went, like, you know, change the door to you know, determine who can get in. If you want to do that, go right ahead.
Okay.
Oh, time to fuck off.
I set it to owner, but I'm not sure if or co-owner, but I'm not sure if that
Set it to co-owner. That'll let me go through. You and me, we'll be able to get through. Reminder: these slacktivists got in the case of one of the last known masters of a traditional Japanese flute instrument for Ghost of Tsushima because he happened to be white. Yeah, it's like the guy was trained by the Japanese. They were more than happy to have him because, funnily enough, when you master something, most people are happy to pass that mastery on. You know?
Yeah. This is like the whole, like, because, like, this whole situation exploded, like, ages back in, like, the middle 2010s. Off of, like, I can't remember what city it was, but there was a museum, like a cultural museum, that was, like, doing a comment try on a, like, kimono exhibit, and a bunch of mostly white and happas came along and threw a fit over it. I remember I cost a bunch of fucking happas to crash out on fucking Tumblr. I didn't bother with them because they weren't worth my time. But I basically said that, like, they were trying to police a culture that, frankly, they weren't born into, and they have barely any connection to, so they cannot govern it. Like, that's kind of like, that's a thing that needs to be accepted. If you are somebody of a heritage born in America, well, that is part of your heritage. You were not raised in that country. You are American. Like, whether you like it or not, Italian American, Black American, Japanese American, you are American. The operative word is American. And while you can say you have ties to that, you do not get to tell people, especially the people who are natively from Japan, who can and cannot interact with that culture. And I remember, like, this, like, one really hopped up bitch was, like, whining about how Japan's just really bad with its diaspora and, like, how, like, you know, it's unfair how, like, you know, people are, like, saying this because, you know, how people engage with that culture influences her as her, like, her excuse for why she was policing people. Like, they were so pissed off. And it's funny, too, because I'd made that post, like, a year prior before it popped off in the way it did, and they just lost their fucking marbles.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if you ever seen the meme, the Death Note memes going around where it's, oh shit, I don't have my sugar wire equipped. God damn it! Fuck. But it's like Light will just like be working on, will just be like, you know, doing shit, writing shit in the Death Note, and he'd be like, game journalists, Light, that's not how that works. Oh my god, Light, you fixed everything. It's like that, but just write Tumblr into the fucking Death Note.
Speaking of that, I still find it hilarious that somebody tried to be like, he made the world a better place overnight by doing this. Like, how? By just killing a bunch of losers in jail? Like, I'm like, okay, look. I won't say that society wouldn't be benefited by certain elements of repeated revolving door, like, government, being in jail, just suddenly disappearing overnight wouldn't necessarily benefit society. But you do realize that that's a symptom of a problem, a symptom of a problem, of a legal infrastructure that doesn't know how to fucking handle those people, and over time handles them less. Like, my country has it worse than America in that regard, because I remember back in like the late 2000s, 2010s, some dude basically did a survey and found that like after so many arrests for like drug charges and whatnot, the actual penalty that they were being doled out by the like Canadian judges dropped off astronomically. Like, we're talking like there were judges who were giving them like a short sentence in jail, sans a day, because like if they went even a day over the amount they gave, the person would be forced into engaging in rehab. In other words, they would go without their drugs that were the reason that they were stealing from people and mugging people and attacking people. Like, genuinely. But like, a lot of the problems in the world can be tied to be like the just genuinely shittiness of like a lot of politicians who are serving their own benefit, and a lot of like corporations that are serving their own benefit. Killing a bunch of serial killers in jail, that's not going to make society better. It literally won't.
Light was I'm gonna be honest, Light, you know why I don't like Death Note? Because
it insists upon itself?
Well, because it's a classic example of you can only write a character as smart as you are.
Yeah.
Light is not smart. Light is a fucking idiot. And the only reason he lived so long is because the writer couldn't write smart enough. I genuinely do not like Death Note. I think it's a bad story.
Yeah. It's a bad story and also kind of self-wanking. Like, okay, when I say self-wanking, they had a sequel, like, short run, where, like, after, like, Light died, like, knowledge of the Death Note was kind of made public and whatnot, and, like, the Kira cult, like, existed in his absence. And then, like, fucking, like, a fucking Ryuk is like, I'm bored, and approaches like a dude with the zoom hair, and it's like, you want a Death Note? And he's like, no, but come back in a few years when I'm older, and I might. And he proceeds to like, erase the kid's memory, comes back a few years later, and the kid's like, oh yeah, here's my plan. So he proceeds to put the Death Note on eBay and like ask for like the GDP of a small fucking country. And literally Donald Trump, or like an ersatz of him, wins the eBay. But like, because of how he handled the whole thing, basically everybody in like Japan was receiving a portion of the payout from the thing. And essentially the like at that time, like the king of Shinigami was like, okay, this is actual horseshit. No, this is not happening anymore. And proceeds to, on the spot, make it so that, one, a Shinigami cannot be more than, like, 10 kilometers from his fucking Death Note. And two, a Death Note cannot be traded for money. If it is traded for money, both parties will drop dead the moment they receive their exchange. So fucking, this kid pulls out his money from his ATM and flops over fucking dead. And then, like, apparently the Kira cult, like, got a huge boost of, of favor because everybody got money in Japan, and Japan was doing really well for itself because the Japanese dudes swindled the Americans. And I'm just like, that feels like a Japanese dude masturbating his ego.
A little bit, yeah. I genuinely don't like. Yeah, I genuinely don't like that. I think it's a bad story by a very pretentious author. Funnily enough, though, I know a lot of people. I know Attack on Titan lost a lot of favor with the Tumblr types when basically. Funnily enough, it wasn't even when the whole bit with Eren in the latter portions happened. It wasn't because Eren became the bad guy. It was because it flipped a certain. It sort of set up a certain expectation based on history and then flipped it on its head. And Tumblr did not like that. I remember that.
You mean basically we're like, oh, they're villainized unjustly, and then it's like actually very justly.
Yeah, no, it's almost like the Eldians were literal, actual monsters, like in the most literal sense of the term, monsters. Like they had this power and terrorized the world with it,
Yeah.
See, I think that's an interesting dynamic. That is actual, actual unironic subversion of expectations. Like, yeah, they treat the Eldians like shit. There's a reason they treat the Eldians like shit.
Yeah, it's not like it came about overnight. Like, they genuinely were like, no, we're not putting up with this.
We're not putting up with you and your Titanic bullshit any longer.
Now, to be fair, I still think it's kind of asinine to feel like, okay, but the individual Eldians deserve to be put in camps for what was essentially one fucking family.
Well, the problem was, and this is the sort of the moral thing the moral argument to discuss, is the fact that any Eldian could be, if a Titan shifter dies, a random Eldian will then be born with that power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's so if they lose track of if a Titan shifter dies, then a random Eldian will be born with that Titan shifter's power, and they couldn't risk losing it. So that's why they keep the Eldians in ghettos. So if that happens, they'll know where the Titan shifter could be born. And they'll be able to, get that power under control again. And we see what happens when they lose control of it. That's the whole point of the show, So it's like the thing I hate about X-Men, where everyone's like, "Oh, X-Men are representative of minorities." It's like especially when the new when the X-Men movies came about, it started coming about. It's like they represent gay people. It's like, last I checked, being gay doesn't let me shoot fucking eye lasers. Be kind of cool if it did, but yeah, no, I can't shoot fucking eye lasers because I'm gay. This is a horrible analogy. And I was saying that shit back when that came out, so yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those analogies that in general people try to defend, and it's how are you how do you really think that you're defending this? Are you defending this because you don't get what people are saying in response to that? Because I feel like that's 90% of the pushback against that criticism of I don't get superpowers for being gay.
Like I said, I wish I got superpowers for being gay. That'd be awesome. But, I don't. So it's a really...
I'd like to be a Quasar, but, I get mine from dick milk.
Oh my god, honey.
What?
You horny bastard. Okay, how's my storage doing? I'm almost full of spice sand again.
That reminds me of fucking, how what was it?
I'm
Thanos has.
You know what? You know what? I'm not tempting fate. I'm cheesing it.
Thanos has a fucking brother whose name is literally Star Fox, and his ability is pheromonal enchantment abilities. And one time his Thanos tried to ruin the man by having him accused of sexual assault.
Okay,
and,
I'm sorry, but for a being of Thanos' power level, that will never not fucking just get me to get me to fucking chuckle because it's like you are a multi-galactic threat, and your plot to stop this dude is to Me Too his ass.
I mean, yeah. Fucking look, Thanos is petty. Like, that's kind of the thing. In canon, he is a petty asshole. Fucking, literally, there's like a one-off strip that covers how, like, there was a dude, just a normal, everyday American boy, no powers, nothing. And for whatever reason, Thanos decided to ruin this guy's life. One day at a time. Every year on his birthday. Quite literally doing shit like ruining his car, killing his parents, or getting his parents put in jail. Or, like, I think either killing or fucking his girlfriend. Like, I can't quite remember.
Hey, hold up. You're telling me Thanos just dicks down this human woman just to make this dude feel bad?
Pretty much, I think. When I say I think, I don't remember exactly what he did to the dude's girlfriend. I want to say ultimately the dude died by, like, being crushed by a car or something like that in his, like, 20s. That is just Thanos, like, as it is. In canon, Thanos is just an asshole. Like, genuinely, it wasn't even like he was oppressed by his people. Like, okay.
Like, I know that bit. I know that bit. That's why I genuinely believe the MCU rendition of Thanos is a bad rendition. I didn't know he did that shit to the dude just to be a dick. That's kind of funny, though.
Like, okay. See, that's kind of my, like, that cuts into, like, my problem with a lot of, like, attempts to write sympathetic characters. Is that oftentimes they'll take, like, an otherwise asshole character and then just be, like, slaps a sad backstory onto it. Oh, yeah, this is motivation. It's like, you know what? It would have been better if you just came up with an original character, because this is horseshit. You're like, the thing I can't stand with, like, sympathetic villains is when they're, like, portrayed as, like, having a good motivation. They're going to save the world. They're doing this for the good of all humanity. Blah, 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 blah. And then they were like, oh, I take such pleasure in this, killing a person. It's like, oh, okay. Like, Dresden Files has a case of that. There's a character in that named Nicodemus. Nicodemus is so fucking old that he at one point said, while they were going to raid Hades' vault to acquire literally the Holy Grail, that he was acquiring it because he was a contemporary of its owner. That's how old he is. He's part of what is known as the Knights of Denarius, as in a denarian coin, as in 30 silver denarian coins.
Yeah.
And yes, it is those ones. They contain...
I was saying, the ones that Judas was paid.
Yep. So those coins have fallen angels inside of them. They were basically like angels of power who either did not commit to the war in heaven, or they sided with Lucifer. And Lucifer, on his throne in hell, was like, I don't trust these guys. Into the coins you go. And so for history, for like most of human history, these have been floating around in circulation. And anytime somebody gets their hands on one, immediately they are tempted by a shade of the occupant of that coin to basically like become like, that person's vessel, or that angel's vessel. Now, not always consenting. Like, sometimes they just shove the person's will down and force them to be their puppet. But, like, Nicodemus actually at one point tried to make, Dresden a Knight of Denarius by, like, tossing the coin on the ground in front of one of his best friend's child. And the child was about to go and grab it, and he's like, no, and grabs it. And immediately, irrevocably, gets a shade of Lashiel put into his head. That was able to resist that eventually, but like Nicodemus was like playing this up to try and get a handle on Dresden, because he really thought that Dresden would make for like a good Denarian. And Nicodemus does awful things. When he's first introduced, he's pursuing what is claimed to be the
I'm gonna have to cut you off because we're gonna be ending the stream here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off like that. One moment. All right. Who am I gonna? Okay, who am I gonna raid?
Gallant Jay's there.
You know, I'll raid Jay. Fuck it. All right. Okay.
You're gonna run him for his Jays.
Shut up. Okay. Raid. All right. All right, everyone. I will catch y'all tomorrow. I'll probably pull something out of my ass to do. I don't know what. I'll figure out then. Later, everyone. Hope y'all have a good evening.
Later, all.